It's clobbering time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger, ready to move out.
It's clobbering time! Clobberonimo!
Greetings, clobberers, clobberonimos, clobberettes, clobberooskies, clobberoids, carbologists, clobberians, and every other kind of club, whatever kind of club you happen to be. But if you're not one, don't worry. The secret is to burn the rocks together, guys. Hey, my dear friends, welcome to Clobberonimo. Perfect timing. All right, it is Saturday night Star Trek time. That's right. On Clobbering Times, the number is 691 on YouTube. Number 1,391 overall, and it is Saturday night Star Trek number 146. Yeah, and we got 4 more episodes of Star Trek Voyager.
We do.
The penultimate week of season 3 reviews.
We do.
Yes, we do indeed. And before we get started, my dear friends, and thank you all for being here tonight. And we are going to start out with some words from the most wonderful first officer in the fleet, my beautiful dear friend who had a good day today, Commander R.M. Briggs. Hey there. Welcome.
Hi, best friend. I was bragging about you today when I was at the Silver Bells winter market. And I was doing a book signing there, and a wonderful Southern lady walked in the door, and she was delightful, and she bought a copy of my book.
Oh.
And I had to just tell her all about you and how much I love you. And then we talked about food, and she was just charming. She was a beautiful Southern belle, and so I had to tell her about my Southern gentleman.
Nice.
We had a great time together this afternoon. Good evening, folks. Hail to the chat. It is so good to see all of you. I see so many familiar faces, our good friends that are here to have a great time tonight as we assemble on Clobbering Times for Saturday Night Star Trek, the mini Star Trek convention held here on Clobbering Times every week on Saturday night. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. But before we can get to that, I'd just like to say a few things. One, I would like to thank my patrons on Patreon. I want to thank you for making the Silver Bells Christmas market, the winter market. You made that possible. I can't do those sorts of events because, I don't have the backing of a publishing house. So you made that possible today. And so I'm going to call you out. Larry, Tony Stark, Sean Carter, Cardinal Sin, Shooter, Guagnar, Dave, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete, Eric K, and his trusty dusty dog Kirby. That's my dog too, or at least I like to think so. Enigmatic Drop Bear, he will not be joining us tonight. He has a special date with his family, so I just want to shout him out and tell him that we love him. Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with the C, Anti-Derivative, Jill, Maximum Redstone, JT Cook, Dabman and the Dabman Clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course, Little Lance. Please chuck some cheese in the chat for Lance. Rob Altus and Tyler. Without your support, I can't do these shows. So I just think that you are just fab. I adore you. And I also want to shout out Pop Culture Republic for just following. He's just following. Thank you so much. I also want to shout out to all of the lurkers. We have a very lively chat and we've all been friends. And, we have people coming and going in these chats. And we have a really great time together. But, at the end of the week, this is usually 200 to 300 people, sometimes more. And that's due to the lurkers, people who download us and listen to us later, or just hop on YouTube and watch us later, or are watching right now and aren't jumping in. So I just want to shout out to the lurkers. Thank you so much for your support. And we are so happy to have you here. And certainly there's no pressure for you to jump in, but I just want you to know how kind everyone is here and what a great room of Trekkies. So if at any time you want to jump in and leave your reviews or just, jump into the conversation and have a good time, please feel free to do so. We have a great group here and we have just the best mods going. I think that's about it, boss. Captain, my captain, mon capitaine, let's get at it. Let's do it.
Yes, indeed. Well, I'm so happy you're here. So happy all of you are here tonight. Yes, Empress and M, I saw it. I know what you're talking about. Did I see it? I saw it. All right. And I can't unsee it. Anyway, but we're going to, we won't really go on that tonight. But who knows? Maybe even though I'm going to be out of town this week, and I'll talk about that in a second, maybe I'll do a review and just post it up there. Oh boy. All right. Let's see some show notes and some shout outs, and then we'll get down to beeswax, shall we not? Because so let's see. All right. Well, show note is simple. I'm going to be gone until this next Thursday, but so I'm going to still try to hang out with Mark D with a C on his geekery tomorrow night at 10 Eastern. But even if I can't, I'm probably going to at least stop in somehow, but call from the road. But he will be on there, so please don't let us stop. Please join the great Mark D with a C on his channel for Sunday Night Geekery, and you'll get to see some of his Thanksgiving stuff as well. So I'm sure you're going to on the Italy segment. And I'm going to call into that for sure and hang out with him, but I'm going to be on the road. Okay, no live shows Monday or Wednesday night. I might try to make some kind of video for something if I can, but I won't be on. Maybe I'll make a review of a certain 60th anniversary special, or who knows? Maybe I'll try to call in and be on. Maybe I'll there's no way to do it Wednesday. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just make like a video or something. We'll see. I'm not so sure about that, but basically no live shows Monday or Wednesday because I'm going to be out of town. But we'll be back for the clubhouse and back to business as usual with our Blake 7 episode reviews. We'll return to that in our Star Trek Early Voyagers comics because I should be making it town just in time to do that. And of course, and then again, I won't be able to be on the Legion show either Monday with J-Man. I'm very upset about that too. I miss everything. But it's a sort of a vacation type thing, if you can call it that. And I hear those are fun, but they're supposed to be, right? So maybe I won't do it well, and it won't be, but I will try. I'll try. But in the meantime, want to thank you all for being here tonight. Let's do our shout outs so we can get down to business. No hurry. We're not going to hurry, though. No hurrying. Just saying. All right. Wrenches, of course. The great Eric K., the Bronze Wrencher.
Evening, sweetheart.
Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for being here, as always. Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North.
Thank you for being out on your socials today and making these beautiful advertisements and pumping up Clobby's channel and getting the word out there. Love you, Chris. Thank you, sweetheart.
You rock, duder. You rock. Maddie's daddy, we did have reached Mjolnir. How did he get up there? No, just kidding. There he is. I got everything's mixed up. D-Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron, the great one. I haven't had some dust problems because I've been making a mess, and so every now and then I have to mute so I can do what you're not going to hear. I hope you didn't hear it.
Allergies suck.
Yeah, this is because I stirred up a lot of stupid dust. But yes,
Clobby's allergic to girls. Just kidding.
I am. What do you think I am? A Doctor Who showrunner or something? Oh no, that would be. Oops, never mind. Boy, oh boy, could get in trouble for that. Cancel. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches, and the lovely Lady Thoth. Avon lives. Long live the Legion, and the great aforementioned J-Man, aforementioned Wrench Without Fear, who now has memberships on his channel. Please go check out his great channel. And my partner in crime on Earth B. Let's see here. Stephen Callell, the Super Wrench. He'll be back for Enterprise. Don't worry. Fanty Outside, the rascally wrench himself.
Fancy.
Hungry Boy, Master of the Clabonian,
HP.
painter of the cover of Science Fiction Tales by Commander R.M. Briggs. And the great music Meister Maximum Redstone. So let me see who is with us here up in Yule tonight. We got not the biggest crew as gang as usual, but it's a holiday weekend, so But I'm sure other friends will pop in. Just wait though sometimes. All right, here we go. FKHC 2005. Hi, Gabe, buddy. What's up,
Evening.
Hope you're doing well. By the way, shout out to all the lurkers out there. If you are lurking, I appreciate it always. Thank you so much. And such, yes, that's one of them. And anyone lurking, thank you. And if you are here, if you're watching on a download or a rewatch, again, I cannot thank you enough. You're much appreciated. And please, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the like button. But only if you mean it. Shooters here.
Pew, pew, pew.
And Penny is here. Hey, Penny.
Hey, good evening.
And let's see. RN Raymond Feliciano, King Dolphin TV.
King Dolphin TV.
In color.
Of course it's in color.
Gwagnar. Wes Cagle, what's up, my friend?
Evening, West.
Biggest Voyager fan in the universe.
He's going to get you for that.
Empress NM, welcome.
Good evening, welcome.
The Comic Relief Crusader, what's up, dude?
Hey, nice to see you.
What upper? Let's see here. Michael Beacom, and shout out to Cassandra as well. Great to see you.
Smooch your face for me, please.
Please subscribe to King Dolphin TV, please. As well, Raymond's got the link in there, and I would appreciate it if you have not already, please go subscribe to his channel. He is a great friend of the show, and go check out his book. Admiral T, what's up, Admiral? All right, buddy.
Admiral.
What's up, man? Good to see you. JT Kirk, go Lions.
Rock.
Yes, go Lions indeed. All right, where are we at? Mr. Angel, what's up, Chef?
Evening,
Hey.
Chef.
All right, good to see you, Chef. Zothras.
Crap.
Sander Hammerslag, hey.
Evening, Sander.
Indeediousness, Dave G. Sound.
Not just another body of water. Hope you're feeling better. Thinking of you.
Canadian Spidey Man does whatever a spider can.
Hey!
What's up, Canadian?
Spins away
Spidey?
any size.
Catches thieves, like flies. Dave C.
Dave!
What's up, Daver? And Doc Fortune. Yeah, what's up, Doc?
Hey, Doc.
That's all we have for now. Anyone that pops in shall be shouted out accordingly, of course, when time permits it. Naturally. But I guess we'll go ahead and get down to it. I guess maybe some other friends will pop in later. But so far, we really appreciate you being here tonight. So basically, what is Saturday Night Star Trek? Put simply, Genesis is life from lifeless. We take a... Oh, I was about to give you the Genesis spiel. Sorry. No. What is Saturday Night Star Trek? Basically, January 2021, my wonderful first officer and I embarked upon a perilous mission, a crazy mission. Who would take a mission like this? We did. To review all of real Star Trek. Real deal Star Trek. Meaning, of course, 1966 through 2005. Only the 735 Club, as dubbed by my wonderful first officer. The real stuff, nothing after that matters. It's all corporate, filthy sludge after that. So we're going to review it all. And we started with Star Trek, the original series, the animated series. Then, of course, moved on to the original crew films. Star Trek, the Next Generation, the TNG films. Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. And now we are approaching the end of Star Trek Voyager Season 3, the penultimate of our episodes for Season 3, because next week we'll have 2 more, and to finish off the season, do a season roundup, and then start the following week, start Season 4. Yay, a lot of people are happy about that for some obvious reasons. So, but we're gonna trudge through the rest of Season 3 here, though. We're gonna get this done. We're gonna, it's a perilous part of space, but we can get through it.
Yeah, you gotta saddle up, lock, and load.
Yeah, we are. And so here we go with Season 3. Basically, I will what we do is number one, we'll read us a synopsis of the episode. We will converse about it a bit. Brogu from my old hometown. What's up, Brogu?
Hey, Brogu.
Brogu, hey.
Brogu. Yeah, Brogu. It's so hard to say, and so is the Grogu.
It is.
I told you that Canadian Tire is carrying a Grogu chia pet, right?
Yes, a chia pet. Well,
it's an abomination, but it's hysterical.
It's both, yes. Let's see here. Oh man, I lost it. So we'll talk about the episode, and then we'll number one, will give us notes about it. We will rate it, and then we'll ask you, my dear friends in the audience, out there in the chat, if you're of a mind, you don't have to, of course, but you can write the rating you have and any words you may have about the episode. So, without further ado, here we go. Parker Luck, hey, buddy.
Hey, Parker.
Good to see you.
And boss, I hate to derail you again, but Canadian Spider-Man is asking what the heck the Claboni is and what the heck the agonizer is.
He doesn't know?
I don't think he knows what the Claboni is. Should I explain?
Yeah, I mean, I'll show him if you want.
Okay, Canadian Spider-Man. So one night we were talking about how
Anonymous is here. Sorry to interrupt you, but
hey, Anonymous!
Anonymous, and it's you mean are we a rerun? No, we're brand new on live right now.
Yeah, we always are. So one night we were talking about a really bad episode of I forget which iteration. Maybe it was DS9, and it really sucked. Or no, I think it was TNG. Anyway, I made a joke about how I wish we had like a Zamboni that could clean the poo off of the stream, because this was a clean stream and we were now getting into territory where we were making the stream awful. And so it was just a joke, a way to avoid profanity. And then the Claboni was born. That's a Clobby on top of a Zamboni that is exactly like the ones they use on golf courses to pick up goose poop. And the Americans thought this was hysterical because they had no idea that we had Zambonis for ice and Zambonis for goose poop. And the agonizer is from TOS. It is mirror. So if you get yourself into trouble, you have to wear an agonizer. The captain takes your agonizer and you get some agony. And now the boss might show you some audio visuals to help you along with the Claboni and the agonizer.
Well, he said he knows what it is.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, we're gonna get let's see because I have some more shout outs to do.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me write some. I like to get everybody written down for while I can. Crap. Let's see. Hang on, everybody.
Midnight's Oblivion is here.
I got-
So is Lisa.
Okay. Well, I'm getting them. I just want to make sure I got them all before. Okay. The Lost Souls trilogy. Sorry, the Lost Souls trilogy. Hey there. Welcome.
Hello.
Dad
Good
man
to see you again.
Dadman and the Dadman clan.
Yay! Deadman Clan.
Midnight's Oblivion, as you said. And Lisa.
Yeah. Lisa.
Hey, Lisa. Great to see you. And Maddie's daddy's here.
Oh, wow. Will you please kiss Maddie for me? Good to see you, Steve.
Good to see you, buddy. All right. Well, let us start moving, shall we? Good to see
Yes.
you all. Thank you so much, all, for being here with us. All right. So, our first episode of the evening, are we ready for that?
We are, boss.
Is Before and After.
Yeah, Before and After is season 3, episode 21. If you're following along in the celebration or the companion, this is prod code 163. This first aired on April 9th, 1997. Now, I'm going to be reading extemporaneously from Wikipedia. That just means that I haven't pre-read this. This is a cold read, and usually the composition is terrible, so it's a little rough. But it is necessary for those who didn't have a chance to refresh their memory by rewatching the episode. So we'll get to it, folks. Let's do it. Oh, and
Hey, look at
good
Jill.
evening, Value of Nothing, and Jilly.
Jilly,
Jilly
what's
sent
up?
you a gift.
What's up, Jill? How you doing there? And Value of Nothing? Good to see you. All right, Jill, thank you so much for that. Let's see.
You want to throw that up now?
I'll get it. Hang on.
Yeah. Look at this sweetheart of a lady.
Oh, you shouldn't have, Jill. You're way too kind here. She said, I had Thanksgiving part 2 today with my mother
Ooh.
and siblings, so I
Nice.
didn't get to rewatch the episodes today. I will enjoy this live stream vicariously through those of you who did. Love y'all. Well, it's good to see you, Jill. We'll miss your reviews, but I hope you hang with us.
Yeah.
And by the way, don't forget next week, Jill, is the season wrap up. If you're, available.
If you want to set some time aside.
If you're
Well,
available.
hopefully the summary will be enough to jog her memory and she can jump in with her review.
If you want to say
That's what
anything
it's
about
for.
that, yeah. I mean, if the summary jogs you, but don't, no biggie. If you can, fine. If not, yeah. All righty. Well, before and after.
Okay, let's do it. I'm going to take a sip of water.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
I was talking to people all day, so my throat's a little rough.
No, I hear you.
Let's do it. Kes finds herself Super Kes. Kes finds herself living short periods of time in reverse order due to exposure to chronotons. She first gains consciousness in sickbay as an elderly woman surrounded by her Okampa family born on Voyager. The doctor is able to put her into a biotemporal chamber to try and extend Kes's normal short lifespan. Her next period of consciousness occurs some days before, where the doctor has affirmed that Kes, Super Kes, is suffering from mental deterioration due to her old age and his plans to use the biotemporal chamber. Okay, so that was a garbage sentence, and whoever wrote it should be put in the agony booth on Set It and Forget It. Kes finds it difficult to be around the members of her family whom she does not know. During these periods, she comes to learn that Voyager has suffered a year of hell some years before when facing a race called the Krenim that repeatedly assaulted the ship as it crossed their space, costing the lives of Captain Catherine Janeway, B'Elanna Torres, along with significant damage to the ship. Once again, whoever wrote that, shin kicks. As her periods of consciousness approach that point, she is able to work with the crew to postulate the nature of the Krenim temporal-based weapons and how to reverse the effects Kes is experiencing with a biotemporal chamber. The doctor surmises that if Kes can obtain the temporal phase, seriously, man, like, I just want to say tempura here. Like, say it one more time. If we had to take a shot for every time they said temporal here, we'd be in huge trouble. We'd all be inebriated. Phase shift that affected her. He would be able to stop her backwards progression in time.
Yeah.
Soon, Kes finds herself experiencing the period of the year of hell. The ship is significantly damaged, and an inundated Krenim torpedo, an undetonated, sorry guys, I'm tired, Krenim torpedo is lodged in the ship. Well, there's something lodged in the ship, all right. Kes witnesses the deaths of Janeway and Torres. She examines the dangerous weapon. She discovers the phase shift, which is 1.47 microseconds before passing out and coming to an earlier period. Realizing she is getting near the time she first joined the Voyager crew, she is able to convince the doctor of her symptoms and a means to stop it using the Krenim phase shift. Wow. Whoever wrote this, I actually hate you. However, even in the biotemporal chamber, she continues to flash back, soon finding herself back with the Ocampa and still growing younger. She regresses further to an infant, then to a fetus, before she suddenly starts moving forward in time. But she actually she reverts to more than just a fetus. She reverts to the cellular level. Anyway. She eventually comes to in the present 3 years since she joined Voyager and shortly before the year of hell. The doctor acknowledges the biotemporal chamber a success, and Kes is cured. Oh my God, who wrote this? This is so bad. No one could read this. Afterwards, during a celebration in the holodeck for Kes's birthday, the crew ask Kes for details about their futures. Kes declines, but she says she will write a report on all the information she has on the Krenim. As Kes leaves the holodeck, Janeway tells her she does not have to write the report. Just then, with Kes replying, "There is no time like the present." Okay, so whomever wrote this, like if you work for Wikipedia or if you are a contributor to Wikipedia, I have you ever heard of Klingon pain sticks? I have a place I want you to put them. All right, boss, tell me what you thought of before and after.
Before and after. Didn't they already do this?
Mm-hmm.
On, what was it? Wasn't that the TNG episode where Riker woke up old?
Yep.
I mean, they woke him up old, and he kept going back and forth the time, whatever rigmarole happened. I thought it was kind of ridiculous on that one, and this one's just, I guess they think that kind of stuff is clever. I mean, I don't have any strong feelings toward it. I just thought it was kind of silly. I mean, again, you get a little bit too clever by half when you try doing stuff like this, because it's just, I don't know, timey-wimey crap really gets. Oh, I mean, there are worse episodes. I just don't really. I mean, like I say, it's just, I don't particularly. I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't get involved in this story that much. It was like, anytime you start doing the timey-wimey stuff for me, well, on Trek especially. I mean, other shows, sure, Doctor Who and things like that are about time travel. It just, well, I don't want to get the time police on us on our case, by the way, but wouldn't blame him if he put on his siren for this one.
Red alert.
Yeah, it's just chronotons in her body because of a torpedo that hit, but it never hit him, but it did. I mean, it did hit him, but it hasn't, but it didn't. But we know that's the year of hell's gonna be, but that's only because if you have already seen this series before, that there's going to be a year of hell. So watching it later, knowing that there's going to be a year of hell, it means more than when you first see it. And then because it's portents about, I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. Where were I?
Oh. Yeah, it's just
gobbledygook. So, God. All right, well. Anyway, notes, because I got nothing. I don't really have.
It's because it's just not an interesting episode. No. Everyone always says you're my Star Trek soulmate, and you are. And so I know exactly how you're feeling here. It's just, I'll go to my notes, and it's probably everything that you're thinking, but just don't even give a crap enough about the episode to articulate it.
JT Kirk, thank you for 15 months. Remember, the pre-existed, but it never existed. But
JT Kirk, do not break the captain.
Hey, I'm already broken, dude. Classic Comics, up, dude?
Hey, CC, good to see you.
Yeah,
Okay, so here are my notes. So if Harry married Kess's daughter and they have a son, why is the kid like 13 years old? The wife
the
and
kid was
kid
way
will
too.
only live for 9 years.
That kid was not 8 or 9.
And the worst thing is that this opens up a whole can of worms that should have been left in the imaginary spaces in your mind where you can suspend disbelief. So it a science fiction fan will just go, okay, what's happening here? So let's discuss the nature of growth for the Okampa. Is it like American Werewolf in London? Because it seems as though they go from birth to instant adult, or at least to, like, this boy is 13 to 15 years old. He's like a baby face, super cute Asian boy, but he's like what, 13 to 15 in real life.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, probably, yeah.
so
Hey,
it
Grim.
asks it's creating questions where it shouldn't. Okay.
True. More questions than answers. Hello there, Grim. Welcome, by the way.
Good evening, Grim. And then Tom Paris is with an extremely old and wrinkled old woman. So this is another thing that's super weird, because we have seen before the Okampa at age 13 and 14 and 21. Because remember when they had that encounter on that space station, and their exposure allowed them to live, I think it's 21 years. And it also increased their telepathic ability. And they certainly didn't look like how Kess looked here. So it's not consistent with the previous presentation. I think it's completely uninteresting that Kess is living life backwards. The episode is actually about Tom and Kess's love. And later on in the following weeks, after this episode, we have four solid weeks of discussing whether or not Tom's in love with Kess, or Tom's in love with Bolana, or Tom's having a baby with Kess, or Tom's having he's bumping uglies with Belana. Anyway, dumb. Also, I've never enjoyed the back birthing of a baby crap. It's absurd.
Hit back birthing.
Yeah,
Chronos.
because what
Chronos
does
is here,
this
by the way.
mean? That Kess has no spine and her sexual organ for intercourse is in the middle of her back?
I don't think I want to know. Hey, Chronos,
Chronos.
Godwisen, welcome. Yeah, you're right.
It's just weird.
Okay,
like,
just
and
weird.
he actually pulls the baby out of the place where her spine would be. So how is she holding up her meat sack? Like, she's a sack of meat without bones. Like, she has bones, right?
By the way, how long does it stay an infant? We don't know because they don't tell us. But I mean,
it's weird.
Hey, Scuba Pete. Oh, what's up, man?
Scuba Pete. Kiss Leslie's face for me, please.
So, how long do they stay infants? I mean,
I don't know. It's just weird. And this is what I mean. Is the transformation from toddlerhood to post-pubescence, is it kind of like American Werewolf in London? Because it seems to be quite rapid in this presentation, because we see Kess, who has aged far beyond the 21-year-old Okampa that we've been exposed to. So we don't know why she looks like she's in the deadly years. And then she has this daughter that appears to be in her middle 30s. And then she has this 13 to 15-year-old looking son. So it's just ridiculous. Oops, sorry.
Yeah. That's okay. We got a couple things. Let's see. We've got a couple. We got a member chat by the Comic Relief Crusader for 8 months, and he says 8 months membership. He said, "What in the second grade level approved this mess?" I don't know, sir. I don't. And thank you, Shooter, for gifting 10 Clobbering Times memberships. I appreciate that, man. You're too kind. And anybody, if you would like, if you're not a member, you'd like to avail yourself of one of those gifts from the great Shooter.
And make sure you say thank you to him. Shooter, I love you. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you, buddy. Really appreciate that. Thank you. So, but yeah, I don't know, man.
It's just ridiculous, right? So this episode also covers Tom and Bolana love. So we see this shift in this year of hell where Tom falls out of love with Kess, And then he's in love with Balana. And then now they're going to be bumping uglies. And I'm sick and tired of it. Like this, first of all, love and romance and shipping and swooning and I feel warm and squishy in my nether regions. Is that what Star Trek is about? It's not. So I just hate it. Anyway, I also don't like that Bangway says, "Tell me more," and she has no regard for altering the future.
None. Hey,
What,
Wade. Real Wade. Hey there.
Hey, Wade.
Yeah, there's that, right? It's just,
Right.
okay. Well, it just. She goes back to the point where she first meets, or she's first talking to Janeway at the end of the pilot or whatever. Yeah,
It's dumb. You can't say, "Tell me more about the future." A Starfleet captain would say, "Don't endanger the future." She wouldn't be like, "Let's learn more about the Krenim." So it's dumb. Kes, who looks like a teenager, doesn't know what her own father looks like. So when Kes travels back in time, instead of them constructing the dialogue, the writers' room, the corporate writers' room, did not construct the dialogue for her to say, "Daddy, Daddy, what are you doing here in the garden?" So that we can establish that it's Kes and her father. Instead, we have a weird dialogue where Kes says, "You're my dad? Like you're my father?" What? Like, she's 3.5 years old. How would she not remember what her father looks like? It's just weird. And then another thing that they overlook, Clobby, is the fact that newborn Kes has human ears. Go and pour a mold for the Ocampan ear, which is connected to the face. It has several ribs in it, so it looks almost like a harp, and it's pointed in Elvish, and it is attached to the head. So pour a mold of it and put it on the cute little baby, but don't give her human ears. So I just think that this is a sloppy mess. I think it creates more questions than it answers, and you cannot suspend your disbelief. You're just annoyed by the whole thing, and it sucks.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It just really kind of falls flat. I've seen episodes that bother me more, but I don't like it. So, all right, well, there you go. So, what do you rate before and after?
Before and after, I gave it a D-. It pretty much deserves an F, but I mean, it doesn't do anything that I hate, other than the Brillo pad hair. I've seen Scotch Brite with better hair than they've now put on Kes. She looks like she bends her head into the sink and scrubs pots with her hair. It's a D-.
I gotcha. I gave it a D, and again, it could have easily been higher, like a C- or something, because it's relatively inoffensive. It's just gobbledygook too. It's just. And again, it's trod on old ground, and it really didn't. The episode it's ripping off didn't make a lot of sense either. If you really, want to get down to it. So yeah, I'm going to give it a D. Now, I will ask our dear friends in the chat now. What? Look at Mark D. There he is. Look at Mark D. He's there.
Yay!
So, the chief engineer. What's up, dude? Please put any of your ratings and any words you may have now in the chat about this episode, before and after. And while number one is collecting those up, I shall bring us some Max Redstone entertainment, because he couldn't make it here tonight, but he did leave us a gift. And we always enjoy his work. So let's see. All right, here we go. Before and after, a limerick by the great Maximum Redstone, our very own music meister. And it is before and after. Kes in distress for all to see. She's old and she's young. Oh, when could she be? When shall we wean on this tiresome routine? The only 5-year-old to have a card from the AARP. Wowzer, the only 5-year-old. Oh, that bears repeating, Max, again. That's Jesus. All right, Mac, before and after by Max Redstone again.
Bossman, you also received a gift from Scuba Pete, just so you know when you're done.
Oh, okay, I'll be right there, Scuba. Thank you. All right, he goes, Cass in distress for all to see. She's old and she's young. When could she be? When shall we wean on this tiresome routine? The only 5-year-old to have a card from AARP. Wowzer. Top tip-top stuff. Hey, Tetrarch of Apathy. What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
So apathetic.
All right, let's see. Scuba Pete, thank you, sir. Thank you kindly. Let's see here. He says, so to be clear, Raquel does not like Tess. Well,
You are correct, sir.
I think sometimes I do wonder what she thinks about.
Cass, super Cass.
I do. It is a mystery. It is a mystery.
Ew.
Oh dear. All right. All righty then. Let's see. Here we go. Hey, Jill says, that's why I like to pretend sometimes that orange is the new black. It's just Janeway's serving time in the past.
I know that's not a review. Jill did submit a review, but I just thought that it was funny.
I've heard she was on that, but I never saw it. Penny says D. Got you, Penny. Thank you, Penny. Not going to be a popular episode, I'm guessing. Value of Nothing says, I would rate this episode, but I forgot it, and I can't rewatch any guest episodes. Well, it's a fair cop value. I can't say I blame you. Can't say I blame you at all, Blavda. All right. F plus says Zephyrus. Kim finally picked the right woman, but she was fairly young. Wow, man. It just see. Here's what freaks me out about that. It's one thing to meet Cass and you find out she's 3 years old. When you meet Cass on the show, or when Paris or anybody that meets her, she looks like an adult though.
Because she was 1.
Right.
But Harry's watched this baby grow up.
She was 3 or something, wasn't she?
No, she was 1.
Oh, I thought it was 3. But anyway, all right, regardless of that, 1, 2, or whatever.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I don't know. It's irrelevant. But my point is this: she looks like an adult.
She does,
and she is an adult for that race, so it's fine. The science fiction, but however, if I'm very old, I grant you, but I have known children that, like people that I've known since they were a baby. Young girls I've known since a baby that used to friends with friends or close to family members and stuff, right? Yeah. And then when I see them when they're 20 years old, I don't care if other guys think they're good looking or whatever. I'm still seeing a child. I'm seeing a baby.
Yeah. Well,
Beautiful
it's not
girl.
only that. This would be very rapid. So she would have gone from being an infant, then she would have had some sort of American Werewolf in London or Cat People transformation.
He saw her as a baby first.
Yeah.
So, and it's not Harry Kim, the character, that's the actor. It's the idiot writers. And Hollywood has no values and no decency. And to me, it's just, I mean, I can't, even writing that gives me the creeps. Sorry.
It is. But
Again,
it's grody, man.
I'm not talking about I don't care how old you are. If you see a hot young chick that's 21 years old or something and you're 70, I don't care. You don't know her as a person. So you see her and, that's one thing. She looks like a woman. But This is different. He saw her first as a child.
Yes. And for a long time. So he watched her be a toddler. And then, like I said, whatever that weird transformation is. I mean, something must happen because you have to think about what would happen to the person's bones. What would happen to the person's, there is a physical development that should transpire. And obviously it's quite rapid. And one would think that if it was that rapid, it would be quite painful. Just imagine what Spock went through.
Yeah,
with the Genesis.
Yes.
So, if it's something rapid like American Werewolf in London or Cat People or, like what Spock went through, Harry saw that and was like, I gotta tap that. What? It's grody to the max, man.
Yeah, again, one thing we shouldn't be surprised. Hollywood is a cesspit. So Guagnar says, a grade D. Kess is celebrating her 9th birthday, so of course Neelix puts 10 candles on the cake. Kess's dad says she is his favorite daughter. Don't Ocampa only have one child? He was just saying it, I guess. Was he probably being sarcastic, I guess. I don't know. but yes, probably. How did the radiation follow her back through time when it is her mind and not her body moving backwards? I don't know. Voyager really needs a continuity person, or at least someone to proofread the scripts. Well, maybe some of that chronoton radiation is still in some of like the offspring of one of those crappy writers, and that offspring maybe is good, and maybe that offspring will end up being transported back to 1990 sub 6 or whatever, and they'll change time and history by actually making the episode make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not. Just a theory. Not saying
It just doesn't make sense. Like, and then you see science fiction fans, because science fiction fans like science. The first thing their brain does is their brain goes, okay, let's follow this trail for how this could actually happen in real life, because that's the test for science fiction.
True.
And then people like Wagner go, what WTF? And then people like Shooter go, WTF? I like Shooter's response to Gwag. It's in her mind, but her body disappeared.
Right.
Like,
but
WTF?
Hey, but still, Trek fans are also reasonable, and sometimes we'll watch an episode and we'll admit if some things didn't make sense here and there, but it was very entertaining and written with a certain verve, I suppose. You might go, yeah, if you think about it, this problem, this, that, but still, it was a very entertaining episode. They don't know how to do that either.
No.
Because there are episodes I'll go, oh, that was kind of goofy, but I liked it in a lot of shows.
That's true. I agree.
But this one, it's just so much gobbledygook that it's like it's not even. And again, it's a stolen idea. Maybe it's the first time you did it. You might go, they were trying something. They weren't trying anything. They were just ripping off one of their own stupid stories.
They were recycling again.
Yep.
This is what I mean. Like, this is why I love you so much. Like when we first met, I used to say that to you all the time. Like, if you watch the whole 735 like I do, and you do it every year, when somebody mentions something to you and you've watched it as much as I have, and you realize that there are some stories that have been recycled 2, 3, 4 times through each iteration of Star Trek, it's not so easy. It's usually the people who like have an isolated iteration and they've memorized it, who are quite comfortable saying that. But if you watch all of it, you realize, why did they do all this recycling? There's so much recycling of the titles and the stories. It's ridiculous.
Deediousness. Mr. Angel gives it an F. He says, if you copy a storyline of a better show that has built your lore, at least take the darn good stories. Yeah. God, I hate the Ocampa storyline. It makes zero sense. Well, you're almost through it. We're almost through with it, at least. Thankfully, right? The Lost Souls trilogy, D. Gives it a D. Thank you. Thank you, Lost Souls.
Bossman, I have to interject, but please leave our friend from Alberta up on the marquee, because the beautiful Penny has started to nod off. She says, good night, y'all. Penny, thank you for making Clobbering Times a part of your nighttime routine. Sleep sweet, as the cool kids say, and we'll see you soon. Have a wonderful weekend, Penny.
Good night, Penny. Have a good one, dude. Thank you. Let's see. Forget where the Comic Crusader said D as in dismal. Indeed. Yes, sir.
Good one.
Anti-derivative Jolie says D+. Oh, this is the one where we get to see Cass as a mother, right? I remember this one and had many disparate stories all stuffed into a confusing but fairly entertaining box of nonsense technobabble. That's a nice way to put it. Yeah, I get you.
How do you carry a baby in your back? Is her spine in her front? If her spine is in her front, how is she bending down?
Oh, God.
Sorry.
I wish we could forget this episode.
Sorry.
No, there are way worse ones. It's just, at least we're not talking about 2 Victor Threshold. It's just kind of dopey. D- says Shooter. He says, let's change Kess's hair, and that will make her likable. Yeah, it's kind of cute. I think she's a cutie. It's not the story's fault. Not her fault. That's the story's fault. I was so excited at the start of this episode. I thought we had skipped forward in time to when the crew had got their shite together, but sadly, no.
Love you, Shooter.
The idea of extending life through temporal manipulation is stupid. Neelix being a security officer in uniform is perverse. That boy, is that really stupid? God, that was. Oh God. Tom is happy with Harry marrying his daughter because I am not. I am not. He says, no, it's just ridiculous, creepy.
It's because Shooter's manly and he thinks it's gross.
It is. I mean, I just like, man, I'd kick his ass. I mean, he wouldn't even. I wouldn't let it happen. This whole episode has so much stupid and it's pointless. The year of hell that will pop up again. Yeah, portents. Woo. If she is jumping back in time, why is she getting younger? And shouldn't there be two of her? You got me. I can't. I don't. My brain can't handle it. It's very fragile.
I beg your pardon. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Adrian James just walks through the door.
Good evening, Adrian.
Thank you for joining us.
Welcome, Adrian. I'm great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Let's see.
Mr. Angel, you're going up on the board for that one.
Uh-oh.
And you got to give Michael Beagle, you have some red hot comments in your start column, boss.
All righty. Oh, we have a thank you, Michael Beacom. Appreciate that. He says, more suckage. Famed Hollywood TV producer Marty Krofft dies. I saw that. Dies at age 86. I just heard about this. Saw Steve post that. That's a shame. I mean, I got to admit, I hadn't heard anything from him in so long. I didn't know he was still with us. I'm glad he had a good long life. Thanks for the trippy Saturday mornings, dude. Yep. Sid and Marty Krofft were wonderful parts of a lot of our childhoods from the 70s. So, yeah, absolutely, sir. Thank you, Michael Beacom. I appreciate that, buddy.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, peace, Sid. JT Kurt, go Lions, says C-. The episode itself is just terribly conceived. I give it a higher score because the actress portraying Cass finally gets to let her hair down and doesn't have to look so dreadful. I mean, yeah. I mean, she's fine.
Gross. I love you, JT Kurt.
You don't like her hair?
No, it looks terrible. She needs a deep conditioning and a comb.
Oh,
and everyone, please welcome the Woke Breaker.
Hey, the Woke Breaker. The Woke Breaker. Wah, wah, wah. Sorry. All right, Woke Break. I don't know what that was, but I just got excited. So good to see you, buddy. Thank you for being here.
Just be happy I didn't sing Pat Benatar to you.
And they call him, you could though. They call him Scuba Pete. He's the king of Ramba Beat. Gives it a D-. Well, this episode felt like a Geritol commercial for tests. Chris Purser says D-. Could anyone say The Curious Case of Benjamin Button?
Yeah.
Somebody has read the 1922 short story and poorly adapted it.
Fair comment.
And then, very, very fair. And then the great edit K says D. Lol, first you, back sex, baby. Ugh. Tom and Cass, who had a daughter who married Harry. Harry and daughter sex, you.
Yes. Makeup
was good. It was clunky with some funny lines. Won by Neelix. Old blow. Oh, man. Neelix sucks. The Tetrarch of Apathy. Yep. You mean, no, where is he? What happened to him? Where's my knee? Oh, there he is. No, there he is. Can't find him. Did it get taken down? There he is.
Draw that man in a chicken suit. It's the Chicken Man!
The Tetrarch of Apathy says, the whole ship with chronophone particles, then start moving forward in time at the right moment to warn Starfleet of Janeway's dangerous incompetence. Waggle. Nice one, Tet. Nice one. Lisa, however, doesn't agree. Lisa says, A, cool concept. Luckily, Cass will be able to change all the history she backtracked through, especially Harry hooking up with her kid. Yes.
Grody.
Indeed.
Grody to the max, man.
Love you right back, Scooby Pete.
We do.
Always great to see you, buddy. The great Raymond Viciano says a D.
D. Raymond.
Indeedishness. Chris Purser also says, you're correct, Raquel. They established in this episode she was one. Okay, when she bought one Voyager. Yeah. Wow, one. That's so dumb.
This is what I mean. This is why, like, when I talk about how
years,
creepy it is, it's
even
like,
if it'd been like 4 or 5 years or something, and they age faster, it's fine. But one,
Yeah.
Oh,
And now it looks as though like they were trying to present the childhood as something that actually happens, that and it looks kind of more human. Like Chris Persia and Jilly Jill are talking in the chat about how this could have been made possible if they would have made the Okampa like marsupials. Wouldn't that be weird if like you had like an inch long baby and that's how the whole thing worked? Like that's actually kind of a cool idea. But yeah, they just wrecked the whole thing. They made it creepy.
yeah. I got to see some Kronos God Wise and said, by the time Harry would get around to asking her on the first date, she would be dead.
I know there's a couple of hot comments like that
That's
that
a
I
good
put
one.
in the starred column. Some of them, like the chat's on fire tonight. They just have
Good one.
sharp tongues. They are not putting up with the crap tonight.
That's a good one. I like it. Oh, good one, Kronos. Venom Outsider D, it's dumb. So Tom has a kid with Jess, and Harry's
No.
Tom's best friend, likely an uncle
Gross.
to his kid, marries the daughter. Really? Hey, Tom, buddy, I'd like permission to marry your 3-year-old. Really? Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gross.
I wonder if she was in or out of diapers when he asked. Oh,
It's
God.
gross.
So stupid. God, you guys sit around and film this. You know, you didn't even think about it. You say, of course they didn't.
Larry! The man's so nice.
Oh.
You should say his name twice,
Larry!
perhaps thrice. The gentleman we all call Larry. Larry is here. Love you, Larry.
What's up, Larry? Good to see you, buddy. All right. So the whole tell us about the future is fine. It's only if you travel back, then you can affect the past and mess up the present. As Doc Brown said, the future is yet to be written. Any info is where yet? Is not future info, but potential future info. Forewarned is forearmed. Is a tactical advantage. Only a fool doesn't prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Looks like one of the writers read a notebook. Yeah, well, good. Chris Persia also says, oh no, I just realized something. Didn't everything go white when Cass leaps backwards in time? They're always borrowing from Quantum Leap. Let's see. Parker Luck says F plus actually. No words or thoughts are needed or known over this episode. Got you covered, Cap. Michael Bickham says D minus. Chronoton particles and a Kess episode. Enough said. About the time she was leaping through time, I began fantasizing Tomcat F-14 style ejector handles on my easy chair and wanted to pull. Oh dear.
Michael Beacom, I love him.
Oh,
He's
man.
such a good friend. I love him and his beautiful wife. These two, I love
You
these
rock.
two.
You rock, buddy. Instead, I had to just hit the fast forward. Nothing I have heard so far makes me think I missed anything at all. Now, this I couldn't wait for it to be over, to be honest. This is the same timey-wimey crap that made me abandon Enterprise, too. Blah. Well, I don't agree with you on that one. I love Enterprise. And they had a couple times. They never did anything quite like this. But that's okay. That's cool. Dave G. Sound says, D, before this, don't get me wrong, I didn't agree with the temporal Cold War. I'd rather they not do it, but I still love the show. Dave G. Sound, D, before this episode, I looked forward to it. After this, good one. This episode, I was thrilled to put it behind me. Like Cass and her childbearing, imagine you. Who's your favorite SD character? A, definitely Cass. Cass, you mean
Cass, Super Cass.
Kronos says B. One of their better episodes. Not nearly as good as All Good Things. Gotcha. Okay. Mark D. I guess that's his review. Baby got back. What do?
No, that's just a really good joke, and I couldn't help it. There's a couple more zingers in the chat that need to go up in the marquee. They're funny.
No, I was just picking on him. I was just abusing him because he's in here. Wagnor says, how do you deliver a baby on your back if you are alone? Does it just drop onto the floor? Thank you, Wag.
Exactly. It's like, what happened?
Oh, my God. Mr. Angel says,
Science!
can we please
Science!
stop trying to figure out what Kess back looks like before I throw my phone out of the window and me jumping after it to end the pain? Oh, the pain.
From the chef.
Oh, the pain. I hear you, Chef. It's not my fault. Raquel's the one who keeps talking about it.
It's
Not me. Says Shooter, never ending. Pass me the drain bleach, please.
Love you, Chef.
I'm with you,
Love
Chef.
man.
Chef, we love you, brother. Admiral Teague says, C minus, and a little C at that. We're desperately trying to fix Kess here, but don't worry, we won't have to have Kess kicking around a lot longer. Kess is a 7. 7 is a 10 plus. Agreed? I'm not about a 7. I think she's a very good looking woman. She ain't no 7 or 9, but it was I who allowed of the Bothan spies to poorly re-edit Wikipedia. Everything according to my plan. Your friends on the Sanctuary Moon are walking into a trap. We all will take a Star Wars reference anytime, buddy. Thank you so much, Admiral. And then
I don't think she's pretty, but that's because of what she got caught doing.
I'm talking about in this.
I know, but like once you know that's what that person is, and that's what that person does to kids, it's just for me.
Oh, yeah.
I can't look at her and go, "Oh, she's cute." I look at her and I go, "Wow, scumbag, stay in jail forever."
Oh, yeah, but I'm just thinking old bitch. I'm a guy. I'm allowed to,
I gotcha.
I'm sick that way. She's still good looking in the past.
Yeah.
And remember, it's all about time travel in this case. The final review of this episode. C says the chief engineer says episode has its heart in the right place, but too many plot holes. Kess doesn't recognize her dad. Harry marries Tom's daughter.
Gross.
They tried to mash up A Christmas Carol and Benjamin Button, but should have called the episode Baby Got Back. Are we done with this twerper? This twerp episode? Who's done with this episode? Because I am. That's it. I'm calling it. If you got any reviews, too bad. It's over. All right.
JT Kirk, yes. According to the newspapers, yes. I'll leave it up to you to research that.
What?
I don't want to talk about it on air.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's bad.
Yeah, she's a bad person.
She had some horrible things going on in her life anyway. I mean, I don't know if she's turned it around or whatever. That's been a number of years ago. I would sincerely hope she has gotten help, but
I hope so.
So, yeah. Anyway, but our next episode is Real Life.
Yep. Real Life is season 3, episode 22. If you're following along to get information on this episode through the companion or the celebration, which is the only place you should be getting information on this episode because the rest of the places are crap, especially the user-generated places, you will know that this is production code 164. This episode first aired on April 23rd, 1997. So now I'm going to be reading from Wikipedia. I had a long day at a book signing, and the writing is crap. So bear with me. Saddle up, lock and load. In the side plot, Voyager arrives to meet scientists aboard their station, but finds that the station has been destroyed by unknown causes. They discover a nearby subspace anomaly, likely responsible for the destruction that is growing in intensity, and Janeway orders the ship to leave. They are suddenly hit by a massive energy wave from the anomaly that disappears just as quickly. The crew determines the anomaly is an eddy between space and subspace and is able to move away safely. And to be able to move away safely, they must determine when it will next appear. They launch a probe. Klingons don't allow themselves to be probed. Into the anomaly, finding it was a stable center like an eye of a storm and rich in energy they could use to power Voyager. A plan is crafted to have Tom Paris use a shuttle to get close to the anomaly and collect the energy in the anomaly's wake, as Voyager's engines appear to be disrupting the anomaly. When Paris gets close, he suddenly disappears into the anomaly. Though injured and suffering the effects of being in subspace, Paris is able to still transmit to Voyager, helping to identify the structure of the anomaly as an interfold between space and subspace. With this information, Voyager's crew is able to help Paris ride the Eddy back into normal space, where he is quickly transported to sickbay and treated back to health by the doctor. Whoever wrote this, you need shin kicks. Lots of shin kicks. The main plot of the episode centers on the Doctor. To help him explore what it means to be human, he has created a virtual family for himself in a holodeck simulation consisting of his wife Charlene and 2 children, Jeffrey and Belle. The Doctor invites B'Elanna Torres and Kes for dinner. Kes? Super Kes! Ew! Where the Doctor... where the two find the family to be far too perfect. Torres offers to make changes to the program to introduce realistic elements to his family. Once completed, the Doctor finds Charlene too busy to care for the children, and he must manage Jeffrey's involvement with Klingon teenagers and Belle's desire to play the dangerous game of Parisi Squares. No, that's not true. He doesn't want his daughter playing with people who are 2 and 3 years older than her because Parisi Squares is already dangerous, and he doesn't want her engaging with much older children in this dangerous sport. Sort of like playing football or hockey without a helmet. Anyway, that type of danger. The Doctor is troubled by these changes, but stays with the program. During the program, Belle is injured and hospitalized during a game. Nope, she's not hospitalized during a game, and you should learn how to speak English. She's hospitalized after the game. They didn't hospitalize her in the game, people. The Doctor performs surgery on her, but her injuries are too severe, and she will soon die. At that point, the Doctor orders the program terminated. As he is treating Paris for his injuries, Paris reminds him that humans have to take the bad with the good, and that is what makes a family, and supporting each other through hard times, growing closer because of it. The Doctor agrees, and he returns and resumes the program, where he, Charlene, and Jeffrey stay by Belle's side and speak with her as she passes away. So that was really shite writing, but we managed to get through it, and I sort of cleaned it up a little bit there because it was actually worse than what I just read. I'm going to turn it over to the boss now. Captain, my captain, mon capitaine, please tell me, what did you think of Real Life?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of I guess it's okay. I mean, fairly enjoyable because, Robert Carter's so good. And the idea of him, his journey, they do an episode like this is okay. I mean, I thought it was just mildly entertaining. It was kind of funny. I got to admit, it was funny when he thought, having a family was Leave It to Beaver. It was Ozzy and Harriet, and then B'Elanna got a hold of it and turned it into a shit show. And I got to admit, that part's funny. The other stuff, it's just filler because they didn't have enough time really to do a whole story. So for characterization of the Doctor and some of that stuff, showing him what a real family is like, is, to me, it's at least fairly interesting for the show. It's not really a particularly, I mean, other people probably got more out of it than I did. It's fine. I don't have anything against it. I thought it was entertaining enough, but it's not, again, it's better than, like, I don't know. It's okay. I just don't have anything bad to say about it. I thought it was fairly enjoyable. I like the aspects of the characterization. The other stuff, I guess they had to fill up some time. Hello there, Narot and Anaximanda, by the way.
Narot, so good to see you. Narot, Anaximanda.
So I think it's definitely a fairly decent episode, in my opinion, in terms of dealing with something that is for the characterization of the story. I thought it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
But just okay.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get all excited about it, but
yeah,
considering some of the stuff we sent through, it was, again, it's just Picard is always terrific. And this is intended to further his character
he's a wonderful
arc
actor.
or evolution. And again, but the thing that I think the most entertaining about it, part of the episode to me, was the fact that beginning scene where that idyllic family with was it B'Elanna and Cass are right at the table with him.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the hell is this? And then B'Elanna's a sick. That's kind of actually funny to me when she programmed them to be real. Too real, probably. I mean, not even real. It went from Ozzy and Harriet to, Married with Children.
It was horrible.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so there you go. It was fascinating, I thought. Good enough. But anyway, go over with your notes.
Okay, Balana has 2 helpings and claims to be too full to eat anymore. This does raise the question about the food rationing on board. People have to eat in the mess hall, and they have to eat Neelix's disgusting food. So if the holodeck can replicate edible food, where does that leave the Neelix slop and the rationing?
Yes,
So if you're a
I've wondered
science
about
fiction
that.
fan and
Yeah.
you're not a science fantasy fan, you might have a difficult time suspending disbelief here. You might say to yourself, what? So was she actually eating on the holodeck? So if the holodeck is providing edible food, what? So she used a double ration there? Or, like it's just because this episode has 2 more full situations where they discuss rationing. So it's not just that a more linear thinker or a more ordered or intellectual mind might have a problem with that, but it's also the fact that it's magnified by making it the chief point of discussion 2 more times subsequent to that. Oh, I'm stuffed, I had 2 helpings. So it's just weird.
Yeah.
Chakotay, immediately in the next scene, Chakotay mentions the fact that they are having power shortages and that the replicator rations are at an all-time low. Okay, so this is the whole reason why they're willing to go close to this anomaly and perhaps sniff it out to get some energy from it, right? I wrote that Kess's wig is nasty and it looks like a Brillo pad. I've never liked the negative anti-family messaging in this episode. And I realize a lot of people are going to balk at that. They're probably going to say, what's wrong with this lady? Is she a
No, I hear
snob
you.
or whatever? But I'm not. I just think that the kids are unrealistically disrespectful and nasty. And I think they're horrifically saucy. These are children that are talking, that are not just talking on the level with adults, but admonishing adults and shaming adults. And I realize that might happen in real life. I just don't think it's the norm. And so the fact that Bolana did that to him, I think is kind of mean. And I think they also kind of overdo it because as a person who had offspring at this time, I just, when this first came out in 1997, I was like, wow.
Yeah,
you know,
it was brutal, no question about it.
yeah, like super brutal, right?
Yeah, I was trying to teach him a lesson though, because he went overboard one way, they went overboard the other.
Yeah, but he's innocent. Remember,
Yes, he is.
he's
They're teaching
replacing
him.
Data, our Pinocchio. The he
Yeah.
wants to be a real boy, whereas I think what Bolana did to him was quite nasty, especially because
Yes.
so many people who lose children actually lose the will to live. Losing your own child is one of, it's like, is there anything more catastrophic that can happen to a human being than losing their child violently?
Chili
Um,
Chow.
Oh, good evening,
Roll
Keely Chow.
Chai.
So it's I just think that it's over the top.
No,
Um
I agree with that. I
and
agree
and
with
it's
that.
and it's kind of sad. Anyways, I think they're unnecessarily mean to Pinocchio
It's
and they
hologram
overcorrect.
abuse. Hologram abuse.
Yeah, exactly. And I did not like the fact that Janeway said, check with the doctor. Maybe he can give you something to protect you. Now, I want to remind everyone that Bangway is not only a captain, but she is a trained astronaut, and her area of specialization, where she apparently has an advanced degree, is in science. So why would she say that? Check with the doctor. Maybe he can give you something to protect you. What? Who wrote that line? Shin kicks. Shin kicks. Um, I also don't like the fact that they make it so that the doctor can't measure in his own lab. It's very strange. A computer that can't measure? Huh? Another time that we needed some editorial shaping here to make the statement a little more realistic. There was no reason to endanger the ship and the crew to this level. Robert Picardo is absolutely wonderful, but he cannot save this episode. He just
Yeah.
can't. He's given horrible lines, and what transpires is just, it's just, I think it's too weird, and I don't like the plot A and the plot B. I don't like it. And if the little girl can't see at the end, why does she, and she says that she can't see. How does she know it's Daddy? So when they all come back into the room, she says, Daddy? And she's holding, and she's, or not Daddy. She doesn't ask it in a question way. I think she says something like, Daddy, I love you, Daddy. And she was previously alone in the room. So, yeah, so another time when there's all this sloppy dialogue. And so, yeah, it's okay, but it's very clear that the writing team here needs editorial help. And too many people blame the horrible corporate writing on just this writer's room, right? And while I hate corporate writing and I hate writer's rooms because it's just garbage to do that, you should just get a nice story from a writer who's written a beautiful story and then turn it into a teleplay. That's how Star Trek should be made. It's not good. It's not good. And we need more editorial support here. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a C minus. And the only reason why I'm giving it a C minus is because I love Robert Picardo. He delivers a good performance, even when the script is absolute, a complete, utter shite. So I just love him, and I just think he's wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a C minus just because of our new Pinocchio, Picardo, who delivers every time. I love him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C. I liked it a little bit better than you did. I know that was terrible. It was pretty rough what she did to him, but she was trying to teach him a lesson, and she went overboard. But I think that's kind of in her character to do something crappy like that. Just like he's innocent and he didn't know any better, and I think that's part of it. She's always doing stuff that's over the top. So it was within her character. She wants to show him the cold, hard realities of life, and she did that. And I think, yeah, it was brutal. It was, yeah, all around. But I mean, it was what he was trying to learn, and it's like, be careful what you wish for, Doc. But I felt that but I'm with you. It was not nice what she did. So
yeah,
and
even the thing about the adolescent, rites of passage. When you're talking about Klingons, you're talking about like double, triple organs and all of these rituals that they can physically handle. And he's just a young boy. But the fact that the children start shouting at the parents and stuff, I just don't think it's what Gene Roddenberry would have wanted. We can test Pinocchio in a way where we can still make Star Trek a utopia. I think that the idea of the wee little one wanting to play that Parisi squares, and the fact that our Pinocchio and his wife could have argued over that, I think that's more than enough for everyone. But and that could have been the true danger. There is establishing what you're willing to allow your child to do and not. But do I think that Gene Roddenberry would have approved of this very dystopian portrayal of family, very negative portrayal of family? No, I don't. I think he would have wanted to something a bit more beautiful and sincere, instead of something that was just sort of shocking and jarring and upsetting.
That was the 90s for you. It was very dysfunctional. Bubba Doom 1 in RRTNZ. Welcome. Let's see.
Bubba Doom!
Thank you, Bubba Doom, for the super chat. You were too kind. He says, hail to the fellowship. I just wanted to check in. The kids and I are watching Christmas movies tonight. Oh, wow. Early, huh? I don't blame you, though. Got the tree up and the log and the leg lamp. IYKYK. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you so much for that, Bubba. Appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. I hope you and the kids have a wonderful time watching those movies. Great stuff.
You're the sweetest grandpa. Have fun.
RRTNZ, thank you so much. It's always good to see you, my friend. Says, hail, Clobby and Raquel. This one made me despise Torres, who is she to play God with the dreams of others? Yep. That was evil. Picardo was great. C gives it a C. Well, thank you so much, RR. And anyone else, you could please begin with any reviews you may have, any your ratings and reviews. And while number one is collecting those up, I shall bring us some more Max Redstone Entertainment.
Yay.
Okay, let's see here. Real Life by the great Max Redstone. Holographic families are trouble. That's just a hunch. Balana and Kess come over for a bit of lunch. But the doctor starts to sweat when the holodeck is set to all in the family and not the Brady Bunch. Oh, Max. Terrific. I'm doing that one again, Max. All right. Let's see here. Holographic families are trouble. That's just a hunch. But Lana and Kess come over for a bit of munch. But the doctor starts to sweat when the holodeck is set to all of the family and not the Brady Bunch. Everyone, a round of applause for the great Max Redstone. Great stuff. Nice. He's the master of the limerick. Adrian's also gearing up for Christmas. Adrian, yeah, well, there you go. That's a fair. It's Christmas starting time for sure.
Before we go any further, someone in the chat said something about she has an advanced degree in science. That's super broad. I forget who said it, and I can't scroll because it's my job to identify people. But I just wanted to let you know, Clobby and I don't like that it's so broad like that, because in one episode, she basically tells B'Elanna that her area of specialization is quantum theory. And then we have her, as Clobby pointed out when he said his qualms with the episode where she and Chakotay get stranded. She's suddenly, an expert in disease, and she basically, they sell her as some type of brilliant genius, like double negative, but like a genius who can make a cure for this disease, and she's suddenly trapping bugs from the trees. So we're sort of like, what kind of scientist is it? Quantum theory, or is she a disease specialist? So yeah, it's a mess, isn't it? Anyway, I just wanted to address that before we got too far into the chat.
I got a Parker luck with, it says 2.
There is no 1.
There's no 1. Okay,
yeah, I checked.
Parker, I'm not sure why your review says a 2 in parentheses at the beginning of it, but okay. Maybe he gives it a 2 instead of a 10. I don't know. It says submarines in this series are in a inner part of space to hide their attacks on the Argo with space torpedoes. Still, I guess, however, each SF series tries to best to be creative with choices. Thank you, Parker. Luck. Guagnower says a grade D+. The more dangerous the anomaly, the more eager in same way is to study it. She does not care about the safety of her crew. Yeah, that bit kind of put me to sleep, really, some of that stuff. I don't know. I was not in a good mood. Anyway, I was tired at the point. Will the doctor's experience ever be referenced again? I would give this a higher mark if I thought this was character building over just a cheap manipulation of the audience's emotions. Yeah, you're not wrong, but I'm sure. Well, I mean, he does develop as a character, but whether this specific episode is referenced again, I can't remember. You need somebody who's a fanatic of the show to tell you that. Mr. Angel says D. Today on the Voyager real life Jersey Shore, fill in the rest yourself. But you all have an imagination. Did I mention I used up all the brain bleach? No, how sloppy of me. Way to go, Chef.
Oh, Chef.
Jill says, B. I definitely remember enjoying the doctor experiment with having a family. There was apparently an anomaly subplot that I've completely forgotten. I watched it the day before. Yeah, maybe yesterday. Less than 24 hours ago. I've forgotten that part already. Shrouded by Picardo's brilliant domestic acting, of course. Excellent.
Yeah, right. Like, how are you not charmed by him, right, Jilly?
Indeed. Dave G. Selton says D. Real life. Send me an episode right now. I don't know if Enterprise
Send me an
D.
angel.
Oh, send me. Okay. Enterprise D was thought of as a cruise ship. Voyager is a freaking flying psych ward once again.
Wow, what a great
way to go,
comment.
Dave J, buddy. Shooter says B-. The Doctor's picture perfect family and B'Elanna's manipulations is a fun story with some heart to it. But what is with B'Elanna's braid? A braid?
They did that to Nana Visitor as well. They
don't know.
100% did the exact same thing to Nana Visitor. The minute that Nana Visitor started bumping uglies,
Bumping uglies.
with other characters, they did the same weird braid on the same area of the like in the exact same spot on the exact same side of the head. I don't get it.
There's a highly dangerous anomaly. So what does Insane Way decide to do? If she picked make a note of it and made on, then I guess if you picked make a note of it and move on, then you'd be wrong. Still, it isn't the worst thing I have seen this season. No, agreed. Zathras says D. Harry should have asked out Belle as a carryover from the last episode. I was always waiting for a theme song for the Doctor family. Growing Pains or Family Ties would have been great. Yeah.
I love you, Zathras. You're so funny.
Wait a second.
Everything okay, boss?
I hit a thing. Make sure Zathras is not blocked. I hit the wrong button on his. Make sure he's fine.
Zath, can you please put something in the chat?
I don't think I did it, but
you're okay,
I hit
honey?
the wrong. You're supposed to unstar it, but I hit the thing close on next to it instead of the star by accident. Anyway, Eric K says, C. Brady Bunch to Beavis and Butthead. Once again, no power.
Yeah.
I thought they got dilithium crystals and trilithium crystals. What can they start using these? Good acting by the doctor. Yeah,
Thank you, Shooter.
The doctor. Did he check? He's good.
No, Shooter's checking in with him.
Thanks.
In with him for
Just
me.
make sure. Yeah, I probably didn't hit it, but I'm not sure if I did or not.
Oh no, Zath is okay. He says, "Don't block
Zath.
me."
No, I mean I may have. That's what I'm not sure. Sometimes you just when you click something in the wrong spot. So thank you, Zath. I'm glad you're there, buddy.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to have Tom Lost in Space episode. Have Tom Lost in Space episode? Tom Perry, yeah. Once Tom went into subspace. Oh, I see what you mean. I forgot all about that part. Do you remind me just now? I watched it less than 24 hours ago. I forgot all about that silly stuff. I guess I'm just too old. How did he come back in the right area of space? This was Days of Our Lives, like sands through the hourglass. These are the days of the Delta Quadrant.
So annoying.
J.T. Kirk, go Lions, says D+. Remember when we explored space? Picardo was the only bright spot. What a waste of a budget to build the house set. Right? What you know, I feel sorry for the writers, kids. I hear you, buddy.
Yeah.
Value of Nothing says B. This is really a 90s sitcom with the inspired idea of making teenagers Klingons.
Yeah. True. It really is, isn't it? Value of Nothing. It's like it's not even in the science fiction genre.
Yep. Well, it was the 90s, and they had a lot of 90s sitcoms writers. D says, Fanty, it's silly if they're having an energy shortage. The doctor should have run this as an internal program and only on the holodeck when others visit as to playing God. The doctor did that in creating the doctor. Yeah, that's true. In creating this family, all B'Elanna did was alter the conditions of the program. Also, if this was so important for the doctor, why were they never seen again? This was one of the very special episode tropes.
Yeah, but the doctor just got in trouble for altering his program because remember, and Jill and I, we got all over this and we attacked this whole idea that he has that the more information he takes in and the more he develops as a quote unquote person, the more messed up his program can become, right? He started reading, Byron and wound up a lunatic where we were supposed to, believe that he became Jekyll and Hyde all of a sudden. So he's also not supposed to be altering his program or having any of these encounters unless he discusses it with B'Elanna. So it also betrays what happened just a couple of episodes ago. So it's annoying. It's annoying.
Admiral Teague says, grade incomplete. After the theme song, it's kind of a blur, far from memorable. I like when it ended and the theme played again. I hear you, buddy. Parker Luck said, Clobby, what I was explaining earlier about how science fiction series have different uses of subspace. What was I describing and my one got lost, I guess. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Parker. It
No,
sure
maybe.
did.
Oh, if you want to put that your one back up there, Parker, feel free, my friend. I'm sorry that
Yeah.
happens.
Sometimes
It's,
that happens and we
yeah.
don't know why. We don't have any control over it. For some reason, Google just zaps. And before, people used to say, oh, it's because you used profanity or you used a word that was banned. But sometimes it's not like that. It's just rando, and
Oh,
we
there he
don't know
is.
why it got banned. Sometimes they're very innocent.
He did one. I think he did it again. Okay, sorry about that, Parker. He says my rating for real life is B plus. This episode is effects from the Riker episode from the next generation with his alien son.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. But if you want to write any more, feel free, Parker. If you
Yes,
have anything
please
else
do.
to say, yeah. Let's see here. Michael Beacom says D, A, and B plot. So we meet again. Yeah, exactly. Jettison the stupid warp plot and give Picardo more to work with. This was directed by Anson Williams. Potsy, who handled DS9. It's only a paper moon missed. There's a second one. Let's see. Missed opportunity, I think. A bad episode with the Doctor in it is better than a good Neelix Cass episode. Well, boy, howdy. Yeah, if there was one, yeah. Torres cements her rep as a dysfunctional biatch with tormenting the Doc. Yeah, I guess. Neotanax Amanda Bear says D plus. Bad writing made for the sake of the dramatic acting. The cast liked it. I bet, but it's dull overall. Thank you, Narat.
Yeah, I agree, Nirot.
Scuba Pete says B minus. All the notes. He's a family man. Leave him alone. He'll chew you up. Doc's kids were created on a lark, but in the end, he went through some shite. He did.
Yes.
He did indeed.
I love it when Scuba tries to make you sing. It makes me happy.
Yeah, but that song I know all the notes, but that didn't work. It's hard though. He's no Max Redstone. Oh, I'm just kidding, Scuba. I'm just kidding,
Shin
buddy.
kicks.
Lisa said F. Hated it. Worst Doctor episode. Cranky Balana adding chaos heartache for Doctor's humanity appreciation. Let the man Doctor be content. An idyllic program existence. No to this real life reality and Trek. Wow, I hear you big time there.
Good
Lisa.
evening, DVB. Clobby, DVB just walked through the door. Everyone, wave hello to DVB.
DVB, hello there. Welcome. Always great to have you. Let's see here. Where am I? Oh, Empress. And it says it's no theoretical physics. Okay.
I love that comment.
The Comic Relief Crusader D, because the stupid it burns. Wow. There you go.
I love that meme. The stupid it burns.
Rono Scodwisen says D plus. Picardo gets to do some acting, but such a mean thing to do. Yeah. Makes me wish the spatial anomaly was remotely interesting.
Agreed.
I gotcha.
What a great comment.
Kronos also said maybe if the Doctor's program got mixed with Torres' diary of her childhood, it would have had more meaning. There you go.
Well, I actually think that is a way better idea for this episode. I think it would have been super cool if somehow they could have made that happen. I think that's a super cool idea. And I think it's more viable than what they did here.
Dave G also said, read the Voyager Doctor adding to his own program. As Avon said to Blake, you balance one system, it unbalances two more.
Oh, love you, Dave.
I love that episode. Let's see. Midnight's Oblivion says D minus, like most of Voyager. And our final review of this episode tonight by the great chief engineer. And we're all over the place. We got F's and we got an A minus. Loved the message of this episode that life is full of ups and downs. They define us. You can't live in a holographic make-believe world and have any meaning to your life. It's true. It was also great to see the iterations in sitcom families, from Leave It to Beaver to Married with Children. Picardo was brilliant, and Paris, the speech to the doc about reality hits home. Paris, You created that program so you could experience what it's like to have a family, the good times and the bad. You can't have one without the other. That is absolutely true. So no question about it. Oh, Parker says, Clobbing, my first one on subspace discussion is at 8:19 timestamp from my side of things. Okay. Yeah, I saw that one, didn't I?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We got that one. Okay. Who is ready for the next one? We're done with this one? Are we ready?
Yeah, let's just get this one done and dusted.
Okay, we're done with that one. And the next one is Distant Origin.
It is. And Distant Origin is season 3, episode 23. If you're following along in the companion or the celebration, or perhaps both, it is production code 165. This first aired on April 30th, 1997. Now, let's stay copyright compliant, shall we? I'm going to be reading extemporaneously from Wikipedia. My voice is a little hoarse, because I was at a book signing today. So let's get through this.
Okay.
On the planet where Voyager's crew had previously been marooned, Professor Gagin and his assistant Veer, two paleontologists of a spacefaring saurian species known as the Voth, discovered the skeletal remains of a human, most likely Lieutenant Hogan. Whoever wrote that, you should be flogged. They are fascinated by the similarity of its genome to their own species. And Gagin suggests that this supports the highly controversial distant origin theory that the Voth had originated on a far distant planet instead of the current area of space from which they rule their empire. Proof of the theory has been sought by other Voth scientists, but it goes against its heretical theory, and it leads to these scientists being exiled. To confirm their proof, Gagin and Veer track down the origin of the skeleton, learning of Voyager's presence in the Delta Quadrant. They locate the ship and transport aboard while cloaked, observing the mostly human crew in the setting. Voyager's sensors detect their presence, and the crew reveals the two Voth. Veer responds instinctively by releasing sedative-tipped needles that strike Chakotay. Gagin, geez, this is difficult to read, grabs the human and transports him aboard his ship, fleeing from Voyager. The doctor examines Veer and identifies the similar genetic structure. He and Captain Janeway use simulations to determine that the Voss descended from a species of dinosaur known as the hadrosaurs and genus of Parasaurolophus.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Hard to read Greek when it's written in Italian. Gagin, I think that would be a OS, right? Anyway, who cares? I'm not a paleontologist. Gagin wakes Chakotay and explains the situation, requesting Chakotay accompany him when he presents his evidence to the Voth elders. Meanwhile, Voyager is captured by the Voth. Gagin speaks, "The truth is a matter of perspective. The further you get from truth, the more vulnerable it becomes to propaganda and prejudice." Oh my God. It becomes to propaganda. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to read this shit? I'm doing gymnastics to try and figure out how to read these sentences. Like, I don't know who wrote this, but pillory them. They should be pilloried, perhaps drawn and quartered, although I don't advocate violence. Gagin is put on trial for heresy, and it soon becomes clear that he had been prejudged guilty, and his trial is only an opportunity for him to recant and reduce his punishment. Veer, recovered from Voyager, is coerced to act as a witness against Gagin by Minister Odala. Chakotay attempts to argue for Gagin, noting that the Voth theory of origins has changed so much to fit what the Voth wish to believe, and not reality. Odala rejects this, sentencing Gagin to a prison colony unless he recants. When he still refuses, she then orders Voyager destroyed and its entire crew. The evidence for his theory also sent to the prison colony. who wrote this? I want to hurt you. No, I'm kidding. I don't. It's just really bad. Gagan, unwilling to see them destroyed, realizes he has no choice but to recant. Odala assigns Gagan a new job and orders Voyager to leave Voth space forever. Before departing, Chakotay gives Gagan a globe of the Earth, which Gagan acknowledges that someday the Voth will accept as their home world. And that is all Wikipedia has to say about Distant Origin. Somebody needs to go to that article immediately and fix it, because it is a gong show. And now I'm going to turn it over to Clobby. Captain, my captain, mon capitaine, please tell me, what did you think of Distant Origin?
Well, a lot of people are going to be surprised, but I actually really like this episode. I mean, I love it. And I have one little qualm, but it's not that bad. But this is pure science fiction to me. It's a wonderful concept, and I really like the character of Gagan a lot. He's brilliant. I didn't know the actor who played him, but I've always loved this episode because it is a fascinating idea.
Gagan is played by Nina. No, that's Frola. Where is Gagan? Oh, here we go. It's Henry Woronitz.
Probably somebody I've seen before. He's so thick with the makeup. So he's a wonderful character. I love just the whole idea behind this. Maybe because I'm a Doctor Who fan, and they make me think of the Silurians. I just love the concept that dinosaurs, they were here way before us. Way before us. They evolved. They went out into space. Well, let's get to your notes. But I mean, one of the things I did love about it was that it was just a fascinating concept that they handled, I think, pretty well. And they were dealing with a race this advanced can get stuck in tradition and in other words, they weren't insulting anybody in particular. They weren't religious, but they were rigid and almost religious in their adherence to their doctrine, if you will. And I just found that fascinating. Every bit of the episode is fascinating to me, including the idea. I thought it was great, but that's me.
I think that it is really good as well. And Gweg's bringing up something that I hear brought up a lot. I don't remember seeing anything on this at the Royal Tyrrell Museum of Paleontology in Drumheller. And Gweg is a very science-minded person, so that might actually be more than a joke. He might be speaking about the fact that I think there are some paleontologists who take umbrage with the type of dinosaur they use here, or how it's portrayed, or whatever. But
yeah, well, they would know. I mean, they
would know, but
I guess. But yeah,
that's not my area of subject matter expertise. I could do what people do on YouTube way too much, which is Google the answer. But I don't have the answer. My areas of expertise are communications and technology and philosophy. So I'm like you, Clobby. I loved it, but I do agree with Gweg. We're not going to see that at the Drumheller Museum.
No. Hey, Victor Fontaine.
Vic, are you going to sing us a song, please?
DJ Play Nice also.
Oh, very nice to see you. Good evening. Vic, can you start us with a song?
Musty? You want to put him out,
I love it. I love it when he, come on. Play us a song, Vic. Okay, this is the Scientist versus Church episode. And I do know that several sources have said that Brandon Braga has said to have made this a metaphor for Galileo and what he and the pushback he received from the church. Obviously, that's obvious that that's what this is about. So I don't know why Braga has to point that out. It's like, is he like, well, Anyway. The only thing I don't like about the episode is the canister is from the Fair Trade episode. And in the Fair Trade episode, you will all recall that they were on that space station and they couldn't, like Neelix said that he wouldn't steal the warp plasma. So the guy who owned the station, I forget his name, he offered them the canister of the substandard warp plasma. So I didn't like that they used that. So there's a continuity issue. But once again, that's not the writer's problem. No. That is the editor's problem. This show needs editing.
Yes.
Other than that, I don't have any notes. So we're going to get through this very quickly because the next part of my notes reads, fun TV show. fun science fantasy, because I know that there are some paleontologists that don't like that, but don't care. This is good TV, but this is great Star Trek. So
Yes.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. They're and enjoying yourself. It's slim pickings with Voyager. Some of the episodes are like totally outstanding, but there are just far too many that are in the F to B range.
Right.
So I happily give this one an A. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I think it's some of the best of Voyager.
I give it an A plus. You'll probably never hear me do that in a Voyager episode again, but I've always just found captivated by the concepts and the ideas and the character of Gagan and just it's heart wrenching at the end what he goes through. Same a big plan. One of my all-time favorite films is Planet of the Apes, the real one, and this almost reminds me of basically that woman is Dr. Zaius. Yes, they're from an advanced culture, but all the back and forth between Taylor and Cornelius and Dr. Zaius about science and was it there's your minister of science, honor bound to expand the frontiers of knowledge, except he's also chief keeper of the faith. That's what Taylor said to Cornelius and Zaius, was like, there's no contradiction, there's no conflict between science and faith, and they do quarrel, but this is about a doctrine, and even is showing us that even people that advanced, and they are very advanced. Someone mentioned the Borg. They better not tangle. They'd wipe the floor with the Borg. They
have transwarp technology.
Oh, they're far more advanced than the Borg. They've been around longer, and yet they got kind of stuck in their ways too. Which means this is like you said, it's such good Star Trek because of the concept, the idea, the execution, and what it's saying. Its philosophy is even because they're usually always portraying the primitive species as being doctrinaire and being being obtuse and not being progressive and not open to new ideas. Well, they're showing this even beings that advanced can even get stagnant and become stuck in their ways, and I thought that was fabulous. So.
Yep. Everyone, I have to interject here, even though it
all right,
seems
Maddie's
super
daddy.
rude,
Right.
but I have to say goodnight to my friend Steve. Steve, thank you for being here, sweetheart.
Good night, Steve.
Have a great sleep, and please kiss Maddie for me, honey. Good night.
Good night, buddy.
Thank you for being here.
So you give it an A, I give it an A plus. All right, my friends. Now, if you will let her rip with your reviews, and ratings, while number one is selecting those out, and I will bring us another Max Redstone original. All right, here we go. Distant Origin by Max Redstone. An alien scientist determined to sleuth the origin of a species. He wants the truth, but even Chakotay's tattooed face can't dislodge the denial of their race. Gagan must recant to save Voyager from the agony booth. Oh, good one, Max. I love it. He's on fire tonight. There you go, buddy. All right. Let's see. All right, what we got up going? Midnight's Oblivion says A. Pretty meta. Reminds me of the younger Dryas impact theory. Is it Dryas? Is that right? Impact theory being more seriously considered now. They finally got away from all the character building apps. This one it doesn't have any of that kind of interpersonal drivel. They're just the characters being they're acting like Starfleet officers for a change, which is pretty cool. And that's what I like when they're acting. They're all fine if they're just being Starfleet officers.
Yep.
And Chakotay is, I think, really good in this one when he's it's the friendship he kind of strokes up with Gagan or whatever. It gets Gagan right in this. So I enjoyed that as well.
It's wonderful, especially because people aren't pimply and squishy in the fifis. But I have to interject, even though it's rude, because I beg your pardon, everyone.
No problem.
But Chris Persia is leaving.
All right,
and
Chris.
So he says, almost midnight, time for me to head out before I turn into a pumpkin. Have a fantastic night, y'all. And don't accept any wooden coins from Neelix. Chris Persia, I love you, sweetheart. Have a great weekend.
All right, and Raymond Feliciano's heading out, buddy. All right, thank you for being here, man.
As well, I haven't seen that one yet. Good night, Raymond.
Good night, Raymond. All right, buddy. Take care, man. All right, let's see what else we got. Lisa says she gives it an A. Cool concept, absolutely zero issues. Always liked origin stories, and to involve Earth history had me captivated. I agree with that. Same here. J.T. Kirkgo Lions says B minus. The name Gegen is in German means to go against. Which was a fitting name for the character. I too had problems with the warp plasma. If these creatures are over 200 million years older, there's another one.
And
Here we
that
go.
warp
Older.
plasma they would have known would have come from that a specific space station because they're from this quadrant.
Oh.
So they would know the
I mean,
technology and
right.
also because it's a continuity error. So I totally agree with you, JT Kirk.
But I mean, 'cause the continuity errors this show has had, that's just, I mean, that's another day ending in Y. So there you. I mean, it's nothing compared to some of the really blaring ones. But I mean, I didn't even got it. But I'm glad it didn't even strike me when I'm watching the episode. But I'm glad somebody picked it up. Anyway, why hasn't this species evolved beyond what they basically had to be to discover space travel to leave Earth? I don't know. Anything less than a C+ on this one is heresy against doctrine. Okay.
That's very cute. Everyone, Midnight's Oblivion is tapping out. He says he has to head to bed because he has work. So he says, I'll see y'all next round. Midnight's Oblivion, thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night.
All right, Midnight's Oblivion. Have a good one. Thank you for being here with us. We appreciate it. Always great to see you. Members at M said B. I appreciated the look into the hubris and pride concerning the field of professional paleontology. Whenever evidence of a mass flood is unearthed, this seems to happen. The inverse occurs. All right. And Mr. Angel, the chef says, no rating. I never watched this episode. Need advice worthy of a watch or burn it with fire and volley and quantum torpedoes. I rely on your judgments of this episode. Well, you might not like it, but I really enjoyed it. So if you got nothing else to do, you might want to check it out, Mr. Angel. Wagner says ancient alien theorists give this episode an A-. Really? You talked to him?
Thanks, Gwag.
Thanks, Gwag. The comic relief crusader. C. However, I think my opinion these days being probably should have been many meters, feet in size, and should light years advance in tech. All right, dude. Thank you. Comic Relief Crusader DVB says Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas. Whoa, Dr. Zayas. I know that song. It's The Simpsons.
I love it. I think it's great.
Chronos Godwisen says A. Maybe the best of the series. Could be. Is one of my favorites. Good science fiction, both on evolution and the upset caused by radical ideas. The two scientists remind me of a Dingle the Strong episode, Twilight Zone, with Burgess Meredith. I love that episode. It's goofy but fun. Burgess Meredith Twilight Zone episodes rock, and there are like 4 of them. Shooter says C. So we get religion suppressing science. Well, they didn't really say religion, though. Dinosaurs that abandoned Earth and the Alpha Quadrant. The idea is interesting, but I just wasn't engaged, nor could I care about the episode. That's fine, Shooter, but
I respect that.
That's cool. I don't think it was religion necessarily. They said doctrine, but I mean, it came out similar to that. Yes, so it's kind of, I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah, and I think that's Brandon Braga's fault because it's hard to discover something because whenever you're a scientist and you discover something, the first thing that needs to happen is peer review. And people are going to want to test your ideas, and they want to test your research to see if they come up with the same results you do. And I think it would have been smarter to play it that way. But it is Brandon Braga. He's a nincompoop.
That's the best thing he's ever done.
Yeah, right.
How much of it did for his original story didn't get straight, but screwed around with somebody else? I don't know.
Right. And let's all welcome SP4H to the room and Scotty.
SP4H?
Yeah.
SP4H? One? Is it SP4H? I can't see
it's
it.
It's just SP4H. And
hey,
Scotty.
SP4H. Scotty, what's up, dude? R37, right? Yeah. All right, Scotty, hello. Good to see you both. Thank you both for popping in. Zathra says F-. Poor Hogan. Hogan? He is now Hogan. Is it Hogan's Heroes? is now on the table being studied by that Hogan. The
Yeah.
dinosaurs. Braga stole Veer name from JMS. Voyager sucks. He did. I knew you were going to say something about him using the name Veer as in Veer Kato. You bop. You bop you. Jill says, A. I just enjoy the surreal nature of our dinosaurs behaving like the dolphins in Hitchhikers. So long and thanks for all the fish.
Yeah.
Still works. This is the only one I wish I had rewatched.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Hang on 1 second.
But you got to have turkey.
I had to sneeze. You didn't hear that, I hope.
No, no one heard
Good.
you sneeze.
I don't trust the
mute?
The mute button on StreamYards. I mean, I guess it worked, but I'm just never sure. I'm superstitious of it. All right. Somehow the drama of the dinosaurs not believing in their origins work on a similarly to how the aliens in the TNG episode First Contact weren't ready to learn about extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
Initially, I had some problems with beings that advanced being so rigid, but I think that's, so many times it's not. It's always primitive ones. I think that just because they're advanced doesn't mean they can't get stuck in a rut as a society. And so it worked for me. And at first I was hesitant about it, Jill, but then I was like, no, I think it does work though. I mean,
think about the Greeks. Think about the Greeks. You know, they invented democracy, and yet, they have some very powerful views on mythos and on religion. So yeah, it's you can have an extremely advanced society and they can be dogmatic about one or two things, and I also find that intriguing.
Indeediousness. Eric K says B. Change my rating higher. No matter how advanced people get, sometimes it is hard to go against nature of beings to be stuck. Yes. I mean, even in an episode, with that Q and the Red, look how advanced they are, and they did it too. I mean, So it works for me. Dave G sounds plus B plus. I always enjoyed this science fiction episode. The acting was believable, and the story was interesting, if a bit reused. Their doctrine and fear of scientific reality seems eerily familiar. Or, again, I don't know why it reminded me so much of Planet of the Apes, but it kind of did. RRTNZ says, review, solid sci-fi concept. Executed reasonably well, not just religion versus science, but also about the politicization of science, and that society advances slower than science does. It was a good B plus. Thank you.
That's a good way to look at it, RRTNZ. And I just wish that Brandon Braga would stop talking. He should just stop talking. And Zath has to go. Everyone, please say goodnight to Zath.
Ross, buddy.
And Zath, I know you want this, so I'm just going to give it to you now. Crap. Good night, sweetheart. Have a good weekend.
Hey, Max Redstone popped in.
He did, and he has a
buddy.
review.
He said, I have come to chew bubblegum and beat Neelix, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Yeah, buddy. Does he have a review?
I love that comment.
Oh, there you go.
It's not his review, but I just thought it was cute.
Nice. I love it. Good to see you, buddy. We've enjoyed your lyrics. I love this. I love this. Was pure. Yeah, it was pure. I love this one. He says, I was pure sci-fi, not drama. Fifis.
Yeah.
Did the dinosaurs from the ABC comedy actually make it off the planet? Open the door, get on the floor, everybody walk the dinosaur.
It's a very dirty song.
I love it. Admiral Teague said, I enjoyed this one a lot. A Trek-worthy concept. It was very Trek to me as well.
It was very Trek.
Felt like Star Trek. The things Star Trek should be doing. It's pretty daring. It's pretty daring. This is about the best attempt at serious drama by the crew of weirdos. After this, I feel the show starts trending up. Well, good. Yeah, okay.
Oh, good. Well, there's some nice insight.
There you go. Michael Beacom says, C. Yet again, the church is oppressive and suppresses the truth. I'm not sure it's a church. I don't know that they never really said that. They said a doctrine, but they never really talked about, made it necessarily clear that it was religion. So maybe we could infer that.
Yeah,
had enough of its.
I don't like that Brandon Braga said that, because once again, you have to look at the episode aside of his nincompoop comments, because when I originally watched this, before I was exposed to Brandon Braga's nincompoopery, I really did view it as not only just the status quo, but just how competitive science can be. Sometimes you can have people who don't want you to make a great discovery because they want to hold their position in the echelons of science due to the fact that they have long-standing research, and they're at the pinnacle of their career. So I just wish he would have left it alone, Michael Beacom. He should not have made those comments. But these people, they shoot themselves in the foot. They grab shooter's gun and they pew 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 right in the foot.
I'm gonna start over.
Sorry, boss.
All right, but then finish him. Yet again, the church is oppressive and suppresses the truth. I mean, I interrupted him, so we both did. Had enough of it in Deep Space Nine. Nothing to interest me here. Moving on to the next. Okay. Yeah, like I say, I'm not so sure it had to do with church. It just said doctrine. I mean, I think an advanced race could be just as stuck in tradition as it's not always church, you know. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Value of Nothing said B. It's got great Star Trek ideas, but is a little lacking in plot and story. The great ideas are mostly in exposition. Thank you. Yeah,
that's a very good review. Thank you.
Spanty says, I'll give it a B-. However, there was an easy way to prove the dinos were from Earth. They should have played the Earth classic Tat Dinos Love. Everybody get on the floor. Everybody do the dinosaur.
Everyone is quoting that dirty song. That's such a dirty song.
Oops, one more thing. They never asked for the return of Hogan's remains for proper burial. Way to go, Janeway. Well, maybe they just didn't show it. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure his family will be happy. He's in some alien museum as a curiosity. Yeah, well, they just didn't cover that, did they?
And Emperor's NM says, and long-standing investment in those degrees. Yes, Emperor's NM. And I think that a lot of people who have not been in the university situation or in the university ecosystem realize just how cutthroat and competitive and cruel it can be. You hear a lot of these academics talking about it on Twitter. I was once told by an academic that he had never heard of communication historiography and that it was a cloud, that I should abandon the idea, when meanwhile some of the greatest minds and philosophers were publishing volumes about peer-reviewed volumes about communication historiography, and hundreds of scholars in Canada were discussing the discipline of communications historiography and how it can be used as an implement to explore media technology, society, and so on and so forth. So, but if that gives you any idea, I mean, I'm not going to name names because I don't do that sort of thing. I don't do that kind of crap. But Emperor's NM, I love your comment, because yes, there is a dark side to academia where people can be very unkind, and I'm not the only person who's ever experienced that. Imagine having an entire branch of a specific type of theory that hundreds of people, top scholars, are publishing in, and having somebody come to you and say to you that doesn't exist, and that it is an idea in a cloud. Oh my goodness, like, I'm amazed. I'm amazed that I held my composure during that conversation. But love it, love it, love it. Sorry, Clobby, please go ahead.
Parker Luck says, for Distant Origin, I give it an A+, and I have only seen it once, yet I love it. It's given connection to TNG The Chase from season 6. Well, I love it too, Parker. Thank you very much. And I don't see a review from our chief engineer. He must be busy, so going once. There he is.
There it is.
That's not a review, though.
Oh, no, it's not, though.
It's
a quote.
Zemanovsky said of this episode, it's a retelling of Galileo's trial in science fiction, Star Trek terms, Cinefantastique Vol 29, sorry, number 6 of 7, page 86. On the way, he says. Slowpoke?
And RRTNZ says Raquel, is communication historiography like Marshall McLuhan stuff? Actually, communication historiography does involve Marshall McLuhan stuff. It's really about turning to interdisciplinary tools. So turn to different implements in order to uncover all you can about something that has occurred in communications, like so you're examining it with different types of lenses. Like you could use critical theory, or you could use I'm drawing a blank here, or semiology. So imagine if you had something that was happening, like let's say you wanted to uncover the history of the cell phone, and you wanted to talk about the cell phone. Of course, that would involve cellular technology. So you would look to history, and you would use history and evidence from history, and you would use that lens. And then you could also look to semiology, the science, the symbols, and the artifacts from the study of the cell phone. And then you could also look to critical theory, its impact on humanity, and then you could use anthropology and sociopsychology and things like that. So that is what communication historiography is. It's converging all of these implements to examine things so that you get the full truth of something, not just one idea from one discipline, but uncovering the total history. So it's almost like holism, because you get all the information, and that it becomes expansive and highly informative. So I hope that answers your question.
Mark D with a C, Chief Engineer says, A, like the sci-fi concept, but I thought the idea of dinosaurs evolving an advanced spacefaring culture without leaving evidence was a little far-fetched. I don't know why. In fact, you're fired just for sitting up. He's just there to be picked on. Although maybe everything's far-fetched on this show, but I'm just kidding. Although maybe they could be the aliens in Chariots of the Gods. Parts of it were a little heavy-handed, all too obvious. This was the trial of Galileo.
I thought so too, Mark.
Yep. Yeah. Interesting that such a scientifically advanced culture I guess it means be so regressive in certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Good thing that the Fox didn't meet a pair of Janeway's kids. That would have instantly confirmed the dinosaurs evolved from Earth. How cool was that massive Voth ship?
Yeah.
It was nice, yes. Very, very good. All right. So we've had our final episode of the evening. Next, let's see here. Are we ready?
Let's do it.
That is Displaced.
Yes, displaced. I'll just draw up that.
Misplaced. Displaced. There we go.
Yes,
Displaced.
Here we go.
They're distant and they're placed.
So Displaced is season 3, episode 24. If you're following along in the companion or in this celebration, which should be your primary texts for information on this, and not those user-generated sites that are polluted with the poopy diapers of the filth. It is production code 166. This first aired on May 7th, 1997. Let's stay copyright compliant, shall we? I'm going to be reading extemporaneously from Wikipedia, the user-generated encyclopedia. It usually sucks, and it's usually difficult to read, so saddle up, lock, and load. While Voyager is traveling through space, a Nerian stranger, Damar, appears on board without any apparent warning. At the same time, Kes, Super Kes, disappears from the ship. Damar says he has no idea what has happened. Soon, other crew members are similarly displaced by Nerians who say that Voyager's people are appearing on their planet. The exchanges are happening at regular intervals, but B'Elanna Torres is unable to tell whether this is a natural phenomenon or some transporter-like technology. Captain Janeway provides the Nerians the warmer temperatures and dim lights they request of their sensitive physiology, but is suspicious enough to order them confined to cargo bay and the ship's systems locked down.
Good night, Mr. Angel.
Good night, Chef. Over the following hours, the displacements continue until only a handful of Voyager's crew remain aboard. The Nerians, led by Damar, suddenly try to seize control of the ship. Voyager's remaining crew do their best to disable ship systems, but can do nothing to prevent their own displacement. Chakotay, as the last crew member aboard, is able to grab the doctor's mobile emitter before he too is displaced off the ship. With the entire crew displaced. Okay, folks, now you have to take a shot every time you hear the word displaced. I'm kidding. Please drink responsibly. The Nerians explain. The Voyager captives are now in a simulated environment designed especially for their long-term comfort by the Nerians. The Nerians find this gradual method of capturing ships, space stations, and colonies more civilized than war, and they have no wish to harm their captives, but of course cannot allow them to escape. Why not? Just put them on a planet somewhere. Why would you hold them and feed them and clothe them and do all these stupid things? When they leave, Jariah, or is that it? Is it Jarloth? I forget. Whatever. An alien from the neighboring environment appears. After 9 years' captivity, he discovered how to move between the different environments. And while he finds his people's captivity comfortable enough, he is interested in trading. Interested in trading what, whoever wrote this? In return for new kinds of food from the human environment, he explains how he found the concealed portal. That is not a viable sentence. Torres modifies the doctor's emitter to allow him to see these openings. Tuvok improvises 2 phasers. He, Janeway, Torres, and Tom Paris exit from the habitat and find themselves in a corridor leading to several environments. They split into 2 parties like it's a horror movie. Just kidding. Janeway and Tuvok find a control station where they learn that they are aboard a large ship. It's a prison ship containing dozens of different habitats. It's not dozens. Isn't it 90? I think it's 90. Or is it 90 plus? I think it's 94 or something.
But yeah.
Who cares? Nerian guards attack both groups. Paris and Torres escape by entering a cold environment that the Nerians cannot tolerate, but neither can Klingons, so Torres is in danger. Why not just say computer end program? Janeway and Tuvok, however, are able to defeat the guards and override the security controls on the Nerian displacement technology. They use it to rescue Paris and Torres from the cold. Then they transfer Damar and his second-in-command to the cold environment and threaten to abandon him and his entire crew there. Damar quickly surrenders. No, actually, he doesn't quickly surrender. It takes some, arguing. Anyway, Voyager's crew return to their ship and arrange for the other displaced people to be returned to their respective homes. And that is all the internet has to say about the episode Displaced. I turn it over now to you, my captain, mon capitaine. Please tell me, what did you think of Displaced?
I feel a little displaced about it. It's just, I don't know. It's not really hated or anything. It's there was the idea just sort of so. It felt one of those episodes where back to sort of like doing filler nonsense. It doesn't really have any particular, again, no real, fascinating, challenging ideas like the previous episode or anything like that. I mean, it's an adventure episode. Trek can do that. It's fine.
Yeah.
And with an intrigue with these aliens switching, that concept was okay, but really it's just it's mildly entertaining, but I didn't really think much of it one way or the other. I don't have a strong opinion of it.
Okay.
One way or the other. You go for your notes because I don't have a lot to say one way or the other. It was okay. Seemed way worse, but whatever.
Okay, here are my notes, folks. I feel the exact same way as the captain does, and that won't be any surprise. He is my Star Trek soulmate. The Nerians replacing the crew and taking over the ship is too obvious at the outset. The Nerians should have been sedated and confined, and I don't mean to a cargo bay. And I think the Wikipedia article overstates Janeway's reaction. At first, Chakotay is saying odd things to her, like that they seem peaceful, they don't seem violent, and it's way too obvious for the viewer what's happening. We wind up being frustrated by Janeway's inaction and her blatant incompetence. This makes the episode, it makes the person feel like it's not entertaining so much as we're left feeling like Janeway and the crew are stupid and gullible.
Yep.
And to say that it would be something that would be happening naturally, they're not even near a planet, and they can't detect the ship nearby. Get out of here. Kess's Brillo pad wig is now atrocious. Somebody pull the rat out of it and comb it out, please. I hate all of this romantic BS. It has no business in science fiction. Science fiction is used for catharsis. It's also used for invention and innovation. It is a discussion about futurism, scientific advancement, medical advancement, and the possibility we may not be alone in the universe. It is not for fifis and I feel squishy in my naughty bits. I think I like so and so. So I hate not only are we focusing on Tom and Belana, but I don't like the fact that we get to watch a couple fighting. Like when you watch the Bunkers fighting on TV, you sort of laugh. When you watch the Jeffersons arguing and fighting on TV, you sort of laugh. Here you're just like, why am I watching fighting? Why do I want to watch a couple fighting? It's just dumb and it's very anti-Trek. There is no way that Gene Roddenberry would say Tom and B'Elanna arguing and fighting about their petty intimacies and who's really in charge of the relationship. You think that would have made it in Trek? No. This episode was definitely inspired by All Our Yesterdays. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, All Our Yesterdays is season 3, episode 23 of TOS. You get this distinct impression that you're dealing with the librarian and the Atavachron, I think it's called. I forget. Anyway, and that Sarpedon
Atavachron on Sarpedon.
That's it, Atavachron.
Mr. Ataz. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you get that distinct impression, especially when we walk into the cold and it's got this ice age feel. Definitely, for sure. They were inspired by All Our Yesterdays. There are just far too many similarities here. You're walking through, other than the fact that it's a prison ship, you're walking through this and you have all of these different environments. So yeah, other than the sending people back in time because, they're all going to die, you can just tell that it's copied. It's too many ideas that are copied. B'Elanna, I love putting B'Elanna in writing. It's fun to exaggerate how they keep changing the girl's name. B'Elanna and Tom leave the Nerian weapons behind. This is something that has bothered me since I've been watching this episode since 1997. Why? Why wouldn't you take the giant rifles that the Nerians are walking around with and light something on fire? Also, why do they have no visible signs or symptoms of hypothermia? Get out of here. This is supposed to be for science people, Science fiction is for people who work in laboratories, people who have studied science, people who are engineers, people who have studied philosophy, intellectuals, and, believe it or not, even lawyers. So if this is the audience you're attracting, if that's the psychographic, if that's the demographic of what you're supposed to be, of who you're supposed to be writing for, shouldn't you care for your audience and show some respect, intellectual respect? I find it intellectually insulting. And I find the only aspects of this episode that I do like are the ones copied from All Our Yesterdays, which isn't even a cherry episode. It's the corporate episode. It's not fully corporate, but it's becoming fully corporate by the time we get to S3 Ep 23 of TOS. Anyways, I can't love it or hate it. It's a C from me, boss.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I give it a C also. I don't really, it's nothing really particularly awful or anything like that, but yeah, I am good to see. So there you go. All right, everyone. Now, we always appreciate it if you wait when we give the word, but that's okay if you jump the gun. It happens sometimes. Just as far as the reviews, but now come on with the reviews, folks. If you have a rating or anything to say about this episode, and I would number one starring those. I will bring us some Max Redstone entertainment. All right, displaced by the great Max Redstone, a limerick. The Voyager crew is going away until Janeway and Tuvok stand up and say to the Nerian geezer, they'll put all of his friends in a freezer. Okay, let me start over. The Voyager crew is going away until Janeway and Tuvok stand up and say to the Nerian geezer they'll put his friends in a freezer. So the crew of the SS Minnow lives for another day. Nice Gilligan's Island reference there, buddy. Well done as always to the great Max Redstone. All righty then. All right, see what we have here, folks. RRTNZ says displaced. My review. Part 1. The episode starts with another Torres tantrum. She embodies the quote from As Good as It Gets. Yeah. Oh, wow. I take away reason and all accountability. Wow. Ooh. Brutal. Don't know why anyone likes her. I hear you, buddy. Thank you so much, RR.
I love this human. This is a fine human.
Scuba Seat says banana. I guess that's a review.
No, they're making fun of the fact that they keep changing Balana's the pronunciation of Balana's name, and I love Shoot.
Banana says Shooter. There you go.
Love you guys. You guys are terrific.
Oh, displays. Part 2 of his review for RR. You got to tell us in the first one if there's a second part. Anyway,
he's got 3 coming now, boss.
Okay, you got to always tell us 1 of 3 or whatever, and always wait for the word. Part 2 character. The displacement is a neat idea, but also very obvious. Some subtlety was called for. Excuse me. Some subtlety was called for. I love Ken Tygar as the character actor. So as a character actor, yes. So that's a plus. Some good ideas, but is there another one? Oh, okay. Some good ideas, but falls apart if you think for more than a second. In summary, some good ideas, but really mediocre execution equals a slightly better than mediocre episode. So I'll give it a C+.
Yeah,
thank you,
RRTNZ, that is, I object to the fact that they would go through the expense of, and they have such advanced technology of imprisoning all of these people. Why not just dump them on a Class M planet? It doesn't make sense that they would have over 90 of these habitat prisons and that they would be holding people in there. They've done nothing wrong. If they were truly a peaceful species, as what is portrayed in the script or the teleplay, that doesn't make sense. Why imprison people on a teeny tiny ship for that period of time? Makes no sense.
No problem, RRTNZ. That's okay. It just helps us when you wait, but it's no capital crime. Don't worry about it. We appreciate you being here. That's all that matters. Not a problem, but thank you for that.
I love your reviews, RRTNZ.
Yep.
You're just a quick draw McGraw.
We love you, RR, and we thank you. Lisa says A. She gives it an A. Powerless against a superior tech, an excellent example of conquering pacifists taking over without firing a shot. To simply replace individuals with those that you prefer to run things, ship. To run things, ship. Gotcha. But at some point, those pacifists will use violence to control. Where there is a will, there is a way to be free. Fun to use their own tech to regain freedom. Indeedishness. Maximum Redstone says they're mostly peaceful pirates. Yeah, mostly peaceful. Oh, I see what you did there, buddy. I like it. Mostly peaceful indeed. Kronos Godwisen says C-. Forgettable. I guess a soft invasion is different. Federation is too trusting. There is nothing cool about this. Would have been more interesting if they replaced crew members pod people style. Yeah. Indeedishness. Let's see.
Boss man, I need to interject, even though it's incredibly rude. I beg your pardon, but Miss Martin Muses has walked through the door. Everyone, please say hello to Miss Martin Muses.
Miss Martin Muses, lovely to see you. I hope you were doing well tonight. Well, welcome to Saturday Night Star Trek. Empress NM says B-. The logistics of the holding cells aside, I enjoyed the slow takeover concept. The end could have been a bit better developed. And yes, they're all rubes. Indeed. Thank you, Empress. The Comic Relief Crusader says A+. Best nap I ever had during this episode. I woke up refreshed and ready for another day. You card, you rascal. How dare you be so mean to that episode? All right. D+ says Shooter. This one's an interesting premise, but the invasion method doesn't make much sense. Also, security fails again. How hard is it to lock some people in a cargo bay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
And to sedate them.
Where's Shooter's second one? Is he not up yet?
Oh, I thought I clicked it. Oh, please don't
He's
tell me that the
1127 was the first one. Was it at 11:47? 11:27
What
stamp.
the heck? Where's my Shooter? No, it's not here.
Gone?
Let me go through it one more time.
Okay.
Shooter's a ranch, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Is he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What the heck?
While you're doing that, I'll say Jill said I can't review this one as I have no recollection of it. 3 collections out of 4 recollections out of 4 isn't too bad. You did great, Jill. Thank you. I'm just glad you're here. Weird, huh? There he is.
I think there are 2 possibilities, boss, if you wanted to retrieve them. Yeah.
100 plus people are going to grow in number unless they're all one gender. He said. Is that part of the review?
Yeah, and bringing up the number of people too, I think it's kind of weird because we started out with 149, right? And then a bunch of people got killed, and then we brought on Super Cass and the Chicken Man, and we've lost a bunch of people along the way, right? People have been killed. So in like 2 episodes ago, the ship was scanned and there were 98 persons aboard, and now they're saying that they're back up to 149 again. More continuity issues, right? I would have caught that and I would have body slammed that. That would have out. That's why you got to be careful once you start using numbers.
Shooter says, particularly if there's no entertainment, I guess it's just working out.
Yeah. When there's no entertainment, people turn to baby making.
Larry said Larry said one of what is that?
I don't know. I can't
Infinity.
See oh, maybe it's in
must be one of Infinity. Yeah, I don't know why'd you start?
Just because I thought it might be him commenting on the episode. And
if you could elaborate, Larry.
Yeah.
But cool, thank you. Eric K says C. Once again, Bangway proves incompetent. Tuvok is useless and should be fired. The whole crew needs weapons training. Why not have them locked down and all the crew armed? Good idea. Then they wouldn't be able to be stolen and put on another planet. That's why. I doubt they could hit anything, but come on. Bangway. Oh, there's another part. One thing also, Eric, when Banana and Paris knocked out those 2 guys out in the snow, why didn't they take their guns?
Yeah, but why? That's what I said in my notes. Why wouldn't you take those giant rifles, or even just take the rifle and light something on fire like a rock to keep warm?
Take their damn guns. They don't know anything. They're stupid.
Yeah,
asses.
and not only that, why wouldn't they just shut off the simulation? Why would they send people in there to die? Like, who wrote this? Who wrote this?
I don't know. Bangway should have. What?
Oh, and since I'm already interrupted, I beg your pardon, boss. Zacharat just walked through the door. Everybody say good evening to Zacharat.
How you doing there, Zacharat? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Erica continues, Bangway should have beamed them all into the freezer, then negotiated. Why give them the time to do anything? Well, because she's dumb. Okay, I don't know. I guess that's shooters there. Let's see. There's another shooter right there. Oh, that's the one I already did. Oh, that's the one I already did. Okay. All right. JT Kirk says D-, no effort, no originality. Season 3 of TOS. Give me a break, writers. Tom and Baylana have zero, I repeat, zero chemistry. Could we have at least seen some truly alien biomes on this garbage scow? Value of nothing. D. I forgot how. Excuse me. I forgot how boring Voyager is. I want to upgrade my review of Distant Origin to an A.
I thought that was great. I love
Thank
that
you, Val.
comment.
Yep, I love that episode, but this one not so much. But thank you so much. Admiral says B minus. I think it means. Remember, most failed Star Trek episodes were at least ironically hilarious. Good times.
Yeah.
Every time you make a. Oh, I thought you were talking about the show Good Times. All right. Maximum Redstone says C plus. The Nerian strategy is novel. It's a viable strategy for taking a ship without direct conflict. Here's the thing: aren't the Nerians going to run out of places to put their guests?
And why would they need to take over other ships if they have that kind of money? The kind of money where they can take on whole crews, hundreds, thousands of people in 90 chambers aboard a ship. You know how big that ship would be? You know how expensive it would be to run that ship? Where's their planet? Dump them on a Class M planet.
The Nerians are pirates, and in the same way you can't be a little bit pregnant, you can't be a little bit of a pirate. You can be like Luffy and be a different kind of pirate, but they're not. You either are or are one. You either are or are one, or are one or not one. I think you mean. Why could they keep casting Neelix? Why couldn't they keep getting? I'm sure you mean, but yes,
yeah, just
I'm with you there.
Keep Neelix. We don't want him back.
Oof, displaced, more like disgraced.
Agreed.
Thank you, Max.
Bossman, just so you know, our good friend Rob Altus is here.
Rob, good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. All righty.
He also wished us a happy belated Thanksgiving and happy belated Thanksgiving to you.
Fancy says D again. It's silly. While Chipotle is the last crew member playing Die Hard on Voyager with the aliens, the second to last was Gennaro, John McClane's wife, maiden name Gennaro. That was her name was Gennaro. That's right. But why are you? Second to last was Gennaro, John McClane's baby. Was she on? I don't think Bonnie Bedelia was in this episode, Fanty, but okay. Now, if they were clever, they aren't. They'd have after returning the other captives, took the power source off the ship to add the Voyager's energy supply, but they won't. Okay. Michael Beacom says D, another D. To expose its failings, just ask, what would Kirk do? He'd hit red alert the minute one of his crewmen was gone to begin with. It has a Lost in Space feel at times. Thank you, Michael. Which was a better show than this. The real Lost in Space, anyway. Raquel, Parker says, Raquel, I have a new take on the main engineer of Voyager. Shall always be to me a Bananarama of a Klingon dessert, I should say, I guess. It just so focused throughout the series to be completely confusing main characters. Gotcha. The Lost Souls trilogy. Thank you so much, Parker. Have you ever considered a watch-along party with the movies? We've already reviewed the movies, the real ones. And I haven't really done any watch parties so much, but thank you for asking. And it wouldn't be a bad idea. It'd be fun to do, I'm sure. So
sorry, not a review, but I thought it would be some good feedback for you there, boss. Sorry about that.
No problem. But no, I've never really considered it. I must admit, I haven't done any watch parties myself, Lost Souls. But thank you for that suggestion, though. I appreciate you. Dave G. Sound says D. So Tom and bail on you. Bail on you. Good. Don't just have issues. They have subscriptions. Wow. Yep. Good. Anyhow, interesting premise in this of a society being infiltrated and overwhelmed from within. Sounding more familiar?
Yep.
Thank you. And of course, our final review of the night. Mark D with the C, the Chief and John Air says B-. Stop on by, Mark, if you feel like it.
Yeah, come on in.
like the way the Nerians took over ships preying on people's innocence. However, it's really impractical to imprison and care for
What?
everyone in a space prison. No more room on SETI Alpha
Alpha
5.
5.
This is
This
SETI
is
Alpha
SETI
5.
Alpha 5.
Plus, why would you want to leave? The food has got to be much better than Neelix's filthy
Yeah.
trash. Yes, of course. Lost points because we didn't get to see Wampas in their biosphere, and Mariette Hartley didn't make an appearance. True.
Right?
Filth-infested garbage.
Oh,
There you go, buddy.
Yeah, you got 3. Yeah, sorry.
Did I get your? He says, "Clobberian, did you get my second? Which I reposted. Did you repost one?
Hold on, let's go.
Where is it, Shooter?
A couple people got zapped tonight.
Where is it, Shoot?
I don't know. I'm looking now. I'm
Send them on.
I'm up at 32 minutes after the hour. All I have is a repost. All I see is reposts. I don't see anything else. Can one of the wrenches help? All I have is particularly if there's no entertainment, which we read and we all laughed about because that was hysterical. Because if you're bored, you're making babies. And then nothing after that except for the word repost and then am I? And then what else does Shooter say? Ahoy, Zachariah.
Repost second time minus one word. What timestamp? Let's see.
Oh, I didn't catch that the second guy left was Gennaro. Neat. And that's about it.
Yeah, no, the guy was Gennaro, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a Die Hard reference, by the way.
And then repost second time minus one word. No, darling, I don't see you. What the heck is going on?
But yes, Fanty, that was a pretty funny. I got to admit.
I've just read off everything that
Shooter
said.
Was kind of a funny Die Hard reference. Now that you
weird.
Shooter, if you could put it back or something. I mean, if you can. I mean, if possible,
He's
be glad to read it
twice.
Oh,
like what the heck's going on with the chat?
Does he have our Twitter?
Oh yeah,
there you go. It's not a bad episode, but it just doesn't hit home for me.
Wow, where did that come from?
That was 2 of 4.
Wow,
and there's 3. At least it has action to make up for it. Okay.
Crazy.
And weird.
It is weird.
Fire Tuvok now, and Chipotle needs to take over. Oh, well, thank you. Sorry about Shoot. I don't know what the deal is.
And Shooter, he is terrible for security. I know, Jill. You can. They're not there.
Thanks, Jill.
And thank you for looking. You're the best, sweetheart.
Thank you, Jill. The chat's just nuts, man.
It's just doing insane things, and it drives me up the wall. And the Comic Relief Crusader, bebe.
Yep, weird, wild stuff. Yeah, well, there you go. Anyway, that's that. That's 4 episodes. Next week, folks, I'll be back from my vacation. We have 2.
You're going on vacation. Yay!
I wouldn't go that far. They'll be happy about something like that. It's silly. So
Shin kicks. Do you want to go in the agony booth? I could rover you. Would you like to be rovered?
I live there. So 2 episodes next week, folks.
You may wake up on the beach.
2 episodes next week, folks.
Like the actual beach.
2 episodes next week, folks. Oh God, where am I? Oh, anyway, and then the season 3 rap party. I said rap party. Well, best episodes. Good luck with that. Worst episodes, we could be here all night. Sorry. Sheet.
And we will. And
so there you go, folks. I don't know where's the Mark and the D. I guess are you busy, buddy, or what? No busy.
Maybe.
No problem if you're busy, man. If you don't want to stop by and hang out, I understand.
Dave G Sound is bragging about the fact that he has American leftovers. You're killing me. Oh, and Larry rovered you.
How'd you get that? How'd you get American leftovers? What happened?
Hey.
They mailed to you? What's up, dude?
How's it going? Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. No, it just takes a while to get off the couch and, fire up to the computer.
No biggie.
The turkey coma. No.
Not that kind of rap party, JT. We don't list that crap around you.
Michael
Anyone?
says, when does Jerry Ryan in spandex show up?
Very soon, Michael. Become hold your horses. You're almost there.
No
Right.
spoilers.
No, but
She's on the
just saying,
show? Just kidding.
you're almost there. Stay on target. Almost there. Too close. So yes. Oh, get rid of that. What the hell? Yeah. All right. Yeah. All righty then. Yeah. So we did it again. And so we're gonna start moseying on out of here. I got to get up in about 3 hours. 3 hours, which I'm not
You're
gonna
hitting
sleep.
the road.
I'm not gonna sleep, but anyway, I gotta be driving for it's only a 12-hour drive. Well, I could knock it out 10 to 11, but
Clobby,
what? What's wrong with that?
I want you to sleep.
Nah. As the fourth doctor said, sleep is for tortoises. So anyway,
Maybe you
Mike,
can find some transwarp drive.
let me yep. Well, I'll tell you what, before I make my announcements and everything again, number one, any final words?
Yes, and thank you so much, Captain. Hail to the chat. I just want to say thank you to each and every single person who showed up here tonight to provide marvelous conversation, jokes, just insights, reviews. I cannot tell you what an honor it is to be a part of something like this, where we all just get together as Trekkies and have this organic conversation about Star Trek. I appreciate all the effort that you put into it, and I know that Clobby does too. So thank you, one and all. You are marvelous conversationalists, and every week it's like the first week we've been hanging out. I absolutely love it. So thank you, one and all. I also want to thank the Wrenches. Thank you so much for everything that you do for Clobby and I, and Mark too at the clubhouse. You guys work for the big guys. You guys are the biggest wrenches in the YouTube business, and yet you come here and hang out with us, and we just appreciate it more than we can say. Do you like classic science fiction? Do you like classic episodic science fiction? Well, that's what I'm writing these days. And you can get my book at Barnes & Noble, and you can also get it on Amazon. And if you're not ready to jump into buying the whole book, you know what you can do? You can buy the stories a la carte. That's right, one by one for 99 cents USD. I have a new book coming out. And so I have these marvelous patrons, the folks who are making my book possible. I know it's really, 18th, 19th century. I feel like I'm in some sort of Oscar Wilde novel or short story, but I have patrons, artistic patrons, and I love them so much. So I just want to shout out to Larry, Tony Stark, Sean Carter, Cardinal Sin, Shooter, Gwagnar, Dave, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete, my love to you. Eric K and his trusty dusty dog Kirby, I love you. Please give him a boop. Enigmatic Drop Bear, Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with the C, Anti-Derivative Jill, Maximum Redstone, JT Kirk, Deadman and the Deadman Clan, Deadman, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course, Little Lance. I'm chucking you some cheese, Lance, a lot. Rob Altus, thank you so much, and Tyler. And I also have a follower, a new follower, Pop Culture Republic. So thank you so much for backing my work. It can't happen without you. The corporations do not want to publish science fiction right now. And they definitely don't want classic episodic science fiction. So I really count on you. And I just want to express my love and my thanks. Today at the book signing, I was just telling everyone who would listen how much I appreciate you all. I also want to make a special shout out to the lurkers. Thank you for subbing to this channel, for being here for us week in and week out for the last 3 years. You guys are amazing. And we're so grateful for you. I also want to thank everyone who gave Clobby gifts. You help keep the lights on at his virtual comic book shop. So thank you so much for your generosity and for trying to build up this channel and this community of friends. Are you a member yet? Membership has its privileges. We have some of the silliest emojis, and you get to talk one-on-one with Clobby when he does a member stream. He's a subject matter expert on comic books and lots of pop culture issues. He's just a marvelous Southern gentleman. I love him with all my heart. He's such a sweet man, and he's just so thoughtful and intelligent. So you can share time with him if you're a member. If you're not ready for that yet, That's okay. Don't forget to, if you had a good time tonight, to clobber the like button and hit the sub button. And you can also hit the notification bell. It will let you know when Clobby is on air. And there's always something wonderful happening here at Clobberin Times due to this amazing person. I also want to thank Mark. Thank you for everything you do behind the scenes. Mark makes a killer cornucopia, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Trekkies. I think you know what I'm talking about. Little doomsday Christmas gift. So hop on over to Mark's Twitter and to his YouTube and to his Patreon and hang out with him because he's a cool guy and we really love him a lot. And he's a great friend and funny and smart. And last but certainly not least, I just want to thank you, Clobby. I love you very much. You're one of the best friends that I've ever had. Thank you for creating this space for nerds, geeks, dorks, and Trekkies to just assemble and talk about all the good stuff that we love so much. You are the ultimate Southern gentleman. And if you were here, if you were anywhere near me, I would smooch your entire face because I just adore you. Thank you for this evening. It's been an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you, and thanks to Wes Cagle for becoming a new member. Wes,
Thank you, Wes.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Thanks so much. Appreciate that, buddy. I have what? One question: does the Voyager class ship have a planet-destroying weapon at all? Because it seems every other series that Star Trek ships do, and I'm just wondering. I will tell you next time. Planet-destroying weapon. I mean,
like the Corbinite maneuver you're talking, or are you talking aliens with a planet destroying weapon?
He said the Voyager class ship, he says.
Okay.
I don't think it does. I don't know of any Trek ships that have them, but
well, they've inferred that the Enterprise could lay waste
in spite of Voyager,
to a planet, but
well, I mean, it could mess a planet up pretty good, but
yeah. It's been heavily implied that Starfleet ships are capable of that. That's for sure. And Shooter answers Intrepid class.
Yes, Intrepid class. Yes, not Voyager class. There, that's true. Well, there you go. I'm not sure. I don't think there's any specific weapon made for destroying planets like the Death Star, if that's what you mean. But even in Star Wars, which is not known for its science necessarily, it said that the Death Star was special that they could do that. He said, Han said the entire starship couldn't, couldn't destroy a whole planet. It'd take hundreds of ships with more power than more firepower than So to just absolutely make a planet completely blow up like that, I don't know. Who knows?
Well, according to myth, the Earth was created at
Tricoat. I know. Oh, you're going to go with.
Yeah, I was going to do the quote. But
that kills this plot of kills the plot of Trek 3 with what little there was of it. Even though I love it, of the whole Genesis torpedo and stuff.
The Earth was created in 6 days. Now watch out. Here comes Genesis. We'll do it for you in 6 minutes. I'm sure you would have said that much better than me, Clobberin Times. But
yeah, you have to be really super emotional, like you're really like bones ragey. 6 minutes.
Now watch out. There you go. So, Mark, did you plug anything?
No, but I'd like to make sure everyone. Well, just want to make sure everyone subs to Raquel on Patreon. Follow her, even if you can't. Sometimes you can't make a donation always, which is fine. But at least follow her on Patreon. You can stay up to date and use my trick if you're a Amazon Prime subscriber. Defer some shipments and get those free digital credits and use them by Raquel's book. So I just did that to buy the latest 2 news stories. So little tip there.
Thank you. And thanks to Vic for buying a copy of the book today. Love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, RTNZ, for the super chat. You're too kind. He says, Chuck Norris was in Star Wars. He played the Force. There you go.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and we will be having Sunday Night Geekery tomorrow night. And so we'll maybe talking all things turkey and maybe some other things that may or may not have happened. Like, I don't know if you could call that a Doctor Who special, but that was on TV. No. And there were some other things.
I'll call in. Probably try to call in from the road.
Yeah, don't get your blood pressure up too much. Yeah, from out of town.
Yeah.
And I hit 1,000 subs, so thank you to everyone here who's subbed and
Nice.
especially Raquel and Clobberin.
Nice.
Supporting me, and
Wow.
I also want to shout out my Patreons. Never thought that first week when I mentioned, I'm doing a channel, and then all of a sudden like 20 people subscribe from Saturday Night Star Trek.
You deserve it.
Wow. But I don't know, thank you, but I didn't I'm never gonna get 1,000 subs, and God, my kids can't even believe it either. But yeah, so
Get out of here. You're charming and intelligent and funny, and you know what it really is. It's all the enabling. I'm totally, but the enabling helps. I mean,
thanks again, R. Thank you again for that other one, Infinity War. Chuck Norris played the Stones. Did you listen to the Stones, or he played them? I know what you mean. Thank you so much, R. TNG. You're too kind. Appreciate you.
So are you going to talk about your glorious deep fried turkey? Have people?
Oh yeah, we'll talk about
pictures of that turkey. Oh my gosh, Mark.
Yeah, that'll be tomorrow. Yeah, that'll be now tonight, but tomorrow night. And thank you to everyone in the chat who's saying thank you, congrats to me for the 1,000 subs.
Yeah,
much
right.
Appreciated.
Yay!
Oh, and I got to shout out my Patreon. So Shooter, Brian Hepburn, Rob Altus, and Larry.
Put the link.
I shall put the link in.
Where's your linkage?
Here comes out. Well, first there's a Clubhouse Discord if you want to hang out there. So thank you. And Eric K's got the links covered. And here's a Clubhouse Discord that Mr. Angel did. And if you do want to buy not a Doomsday machine, a cornucopia machine.
A killer cornucopia.
Killer cornucopia. Coffee here. So check that out. And it's been going well. So we had a great holiday week here. All the kids came back home, ate way too much, got to watch football today. So I hope everyone else in the States who celebrates Thanksgiving had an equally good time. So it was a lot of fun. So glad to be here and hang out with everyone on Saturday Night Star Trek. And it's been a fun holiday weekend, and we had a great time hanging out with everyone tonight. It was
good.
Fun chat tonight. And hail to Max Redstone for those great poems. Yeah, those are awesome.
Always great work by Max.
I know he's not here.
They're great.
He's here.
Limericks.
He's here.
Oh, he's here. Oh, okay. I thought he wasn't here for part of it. What do I know? Gee.
Damn it, Mark. No,
damn it, Mark.
All right, everybody. Let's see. Just I got not much to announce really, other than what Mark showed tomorrow night. I won't be on with J-Man, unfortunately, Monday night, and I won't have my show Monday night or Wednesday night, but we'll be back for the Clubhouse Thursday night. You are going to both be there, are you? Or are you? Or are you? Maybe are you?
I'll be there. Yep, I shall be there.
So
I shall return.
Back to Blake 7, back to Star Trek Early Voyages, and reviewing and all kind of fun stuff. Looking forward to that. I believe Seek, Locate, Destroy is the episode, our next Blake 7 episode.
All right.
So that's the only announcements I got for right now, other than next week again. And those are your no, that's last week. That's this week. Next week, these are your 2 episodes. We'll have 2 episodes, and then we'll do a wrap party thingy. We'll talk about the season as a whole and all that good stuff.
There'll be spreadsheets and graphs and everything really cool.
There will be spreadsheets,
numbers and stuff. Yeah. Maths.
Thank you, Michael Beacom. Thank you all. Let me do my shout outs now. Let's see. And I want to thank you, the great Eric K, Chris Persia, D-Pod Martin, Lord Sauce, J-Man, Maddie Steady, Stephen Cowell, Fanty Outsidery, Hungry Boy, Maximum Redstone. Thanks, Max, for all you do, buddy. Let's see who else we got to say goodnight to here. Then our wonderful communications officer, Jill. Thank you, Jill. Let's see. The great Mark D with the CR chief engineer, of course. Thank you. Let's see. FKHC 2005. Hike. Thank you for being here. Shooter. Thank you. Penny was here. Penny, thank you so much. Raymond Feliciano, King Dolphin TV in color. Quagnar. West Kago. Thank you. Empress and M. The Comical Relief Crusader. Michael Beacom and Cassandra. Admiral Teague, Admiral. Let's see. Jerry True Kirk, go Lions. Let's see. Mr. Angel. Thank you, Chef. Let's see. Zathras. Sander Hammerslag. Dave J. Sound. Canadian Spidey Manny. Dave C. Doc Fortune. Brogo from the old hometown. Parker Luck. Anonymous. Lisa. Lovely Lisa. Midnight's Oblivion. Dadman and the Dadman Clan stopped by. The Lost Souls Trilogy. Value of Nothing. Classic Comics. Grim. Kronos Godwisen. Scuba Pete. Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. The Tetrarch of Apathy. Adrian James. The Woke Breaker. Larry. The Latin the Bear. Keely Chow. Roll the Tide. Babadoom 1. RRT and Z. Thank you so much. DVB. DJ Play Nice. Victor Fontaine. SP4H. Scotty R37. Ms. Martin Muses. Zacharot. And the great Rob Altus, my friend. Thank you all so much for being here with us tonight.
Bobby, can I just, I'm sorry to interrupt. I know it's incredibly rude, but I just received notifications to my phone because everyone knows I don't mess around with my phone or Google when I'm on air. So can I please just give a shout out to Gwagnar? Thank you so much, Gwagnar. And a shout out to Larry, and a shout out to my buddy Crease, 1984.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing the show all over your socials.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And right now, Twitter is blowing up with everyone sharing the link. I love you guys so much. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate you so much. Thanks so much for that.
Thank you. And thanks for those sentiments, Parker. I'll be back next week. Be back Thursday. Thank you all, everyone. Have a fantastic remainder of your weekend and a great week ahead. All right, and let's see. Here we go. Good night, everybody. Trek on and clobber on. Thank you for the super sticker, Empress NM. Appreciate that. Thank you, Empress and M, for that super sticker. Appreciate it. Sorry I didn't see it before I played the clips, but again, thank you all. Everyone, have a great night.
I just love clobbering time.